Taylor Watch.
Welcome back to another episode of Taylor Watch. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
What a couple of days it's been, Gia.
What a whirlwind.
Oh
Well,
my
truly,
God.
It's only been one day.
Well, for us, it's been one day. For you guys, it's been
Right,
two.
that's true.
But I think that maybe the dust is settling at this point.
For
It's
sure.
late Wednesday afternoon. Right now, it's like 4 o'clock on Wednesday. So we've gotten more information, just like we hoped.
Yep.
Obviously, the news of the engagement between Taylor and Travis
From an
broke.
unexpected source.
From a very unexpected, but also totally
yeah,
expected.
that's true.
But before we get into all of it, I do think that we need to, number one, say thank you to our bestie, Pink Whitney,
Yes.
for being there for us for our celebratory shots yesterday. And two, just a reminder to everybody going into Labor Day weekend that Pink Whitney is our bestie and it can be your bestie too.
Yes.
Get yourself to the liquor store to get yourself a little bit of the pink lemonade flavored vodka. Just that good, you know? So delicious. Make yourself a funky cocktail over the weekend using it or have it on the rocks. Get yourself a 20-shot bucket.
Yep.
Show up to your friend's house, your parents' house, wherever you want to show up, and bring along our bestie Pink Whitney, and you'll have a great time.
And the vibes and the brightness is always in Scottsdale, Arizona. They have 299 days of sunshine year round.
Do they?
The pool parties are next level. The pink sunsets are unbeatable, and the energy in the desert is immaculate. If fun were a city, it'd be Scottsdale, and we have some hot stuff for you guys. It's officially a Pink Whitney summer, which means you have 2 chances to win epic prizes. One winner will score an all expenses paid Darty weekend in Scottsdale.
Oh my God, fun. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
With their crew.
Cool.
Yes. So you can also enter our sweepstakes to win swag packs full of Pink Whitney merch. So what are you waiting for? Visit pinkwhitney.com/desertdarty to learn more.
Woo! Amazing. Shout out to Pink Whitney,
Yes.
as always. I'm actually only just now realizing our stuff is bare. But you know what? It's been a long week.
It's been a long week, and it's only Wednesday.
It's only Wednesday. Yes, so sorry for our lack of our usual decor. We're back to basics today.
Yeah. We had to do a double recording today. Like the hardworking women we are.
We are. And listen, the grind does not stop for us. First and foremost, we had Mayhem Ball last night.
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
Guys.
Lady Gaga.
Unbelievable.
Get your ass to that show.
Yeah.
The vocals on Gaga are on another level.
Incredible. And she's dancing, doing fucking choreo the entire time.
Not only does Gaga's choreo rock, the dancers are unbelievable.
The transitions,
Yeah.
everything, the music. Oh my God, it is just so fabulous. Like
Very
top to bottom.
artistic.
So artistic. Very
Really
theatrical.
Very theatrical, very thoughtful, like a deeper meaning between each thing. It's very much like Gaga kind of, confronting, it's like
Her past
her
self.
past selves,
Yeah.
and themselves, and there's like different acts of the
Show.
show, and it's insane, and she's doing it in arenas, not stadiums, so she can have fun with the lights and the stage and whatever,
And it has like the light up bracelets, which is always so fun. I
which
love
is
that.
so cool. And I thought obviously we know the light up bracelets from Eras Tour and every other concert does it now too.
Yeah.
But the way that Gaga utilized them with like the pulsing through, it was sick.
So sick.
Really, really cool.
It added an extra element to the show, which was really, really cool. And
Totally did.
Yeah, just from top to bottom, start to finish, it was unbelievable. Like there were times where I was like, Kelly and I were looking at each other like, what the fuck? We're like, well, that was sick. That was awesome. We just
never been so
We're
gagged.
constantly like saying it to each other like, that was so sick. It was just super, super entertaining, and she was incredible. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to go, definitely try to go.
We also got lucky, and she played Edge of Glory while we were there.
Yes.
Which we were saying, like, would be great if she played Edge of Glory. Like, of course, everyone wants to hear that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like,
Great rendition. She did like a slow down version, and it was beautiful. Kelly was sobbing her eyes out, and then I started sobbing my eyes out.
Could not stop crying. I cried through all of Edge of Glory. I cried through all of Vanish Into You and all of Bad Romance.
For some reason, I always cry when the artist like goes into the crowd and like starts like interacting with the fans. I don't know why, but it always makes me super emotional.
Well, it's such a sweet
It's
moment.
such a
and you
sweet
can
moment.
See the fans being so
Yes,
excited.
and
so it's just
she's
like, oh my
being
God.
so sweet, and that for some reason it always makes me cry. Like when Gracie Abrams did it, like the other week when Francesca and I went, I was sobbing my eyes out.
For sure. It's just a sweet thing, and you can really feel
she
feel
loves
the
her
excitement in the room.
fans so much, you can tell.
Big time. Yeah, and stuff she's saying over the
Put your fucking paws up.
Put your fucking
Every
paws up.
literally 10 seconds.
My hands are stuck like this.
No, literally. Every time I put my paws down, she's like, put those fucking paws up. I was like, oh my, I'm sorry, lady. Sorry, Miss Gaga. But it was like, I don't
Sorry, Mother Monster.
literally, but my paws were not down. It was
No.
fabulous from top to bottom. It was,
Truly,
really,
truly
really
good. So we had that. Go ahead also to check out my Instagram. I was on Fox this morning.
Yes.
Wednesday morning.
Kelly crushed it per
Talking about,
usual.
I'm just doing the news circuit now, I guess.
No, you're just literally like the hot topic. Everybody wants you on their show. You're so professional. You're so smart that they're like, we need to have this girl on our show.
Yeah, what do you guys think about when I put my professional hat on for these news things? I feel
think
like
everyone
it's a
loves
different
it.
vibe. Like, because you guys know, I mean, I'm like, you guys know, but I'm just like casual, like curse. I stumble through everything, like whatever. But it does feel, I feel like I have to be like very poised for, I don't want to be sloppy.
No, you come off very poised.
Thank you.
And I think people don't realize that like you had real jobs like before this. So you have been, like you've established yourself as a professional person, and definitely comes off as that when you're on camera.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a cool thing. I will say, people get hung up on like for this time I was on Fox. Last time I was on CNN. I am whoever is calling me to go on the news, I'm saying yes.
Right.
Okay. And I think that it is good for, for someone like me or other people who speak positively about Taylor and have a level head when being asked questions about like, what do you think about the president commenting on it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on your side, and it's like we have to infiltrate these places. As many places as can be where we were spreading positivity about Taylor as I'm gonna go.
Totally,
it's gonna happen. So
you're not being brought on to talk about your political opinions.
No.
You're being brought on to talk about Taylor, and
Exactly.
even if you did such a good job of
Thanks.
skirting around the Trump stuff and
I want
like
to be respectful. Again, it's like if you go on a network like that where you know how they feel and you know how they lean and the agenda they're pushing and et cetera, then you don't necessarily want to come in and like kind of kick them in the face because they let you on the air. You know what I mean? It's like a different energy and it's just professional. But there were a couple of replies to tweets and stuff from Swifties confused by that, but I just want to say like that is a listen. The news is the news.
Listen, you got to spread the good word of the engagement.
Yes, and the more people that hear the positivity and see people like us being excited and also like being normal at the same time, I think that's all the better, or at least I hope. So hopefully nobody was offended by Fox News, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
It was fun. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a good time. It was nice. It was a good combo. So
and you did great, and you handled everything great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure you stay tuned towards the end of the episode. We do have our Summer I Turned Pretty recap. Yes. We were saying this is our we recorded that first, right when it was fresh in our minds.
Yep.
Episode 8 recap. Very good. About an hour for you. Very exciting. And now since the news broke at 1:00 on Tuesday, we have gotten, I would say, a really good amount of information.
Yeah.
All the information almost that we were hoping to have from the number one source on the internet, Ed Kelce.
Ed Kelce. He's doing his own press junket as well. He's doing very random news outlets. Like, I mean, I guess the Cleveland, it makes sense.
Ed Kelce went on to like a
ABC
local
6 Cleveland,
like what show to have a Zoom conversation with one of their anchors. He's also didn't he do like a radio show in New Zealand?
He did an Australian radio show. Yeah, it's just so random. For Jessica texted us and she was like, "You guys could probably get Ed Kelce on your show."
For real. Yeah. And to be honest, I never even considered like asking him, but like he's saying
News
yes to
5 Cleveland.
News 5 Cleveland. But so Ed Kelce he's our favorite source.
Yeah.
He will always spill way too much information and say like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to say, but I don't care.
Yeah, that was so funny.
He literally said, I don't know what I'm supposed to say or not, but I don't care.
I love that.
Which is so funny, and I just hope that he never gets media training, and I hope that everyone just kind of like laughs and shrugs.
It's like, Travis and Taylor, I don't think, obviously Travis has the podcast so he can give out some details there, but I don't think they're ever going to like explicitly give out the, minute details of what went down.
For sure.
So if anyone's going to do it, it might as well be my dad. You know what I mean?
Totally agree, Gia. And I think they're also like almost I'm trying to think of the right word, like a barrier, a boundary, something so they don't have to say those things. 'Cause I do think that it can get to a point where it comes across as like, oh, okay, you're on the podcast and you're talking about the engagement. Of course, we want to hear them talk about it in detail. But like, if ever we hear directly from them about the engagement and how Taylor felt or how Travis felt in the moment, like from their own perspectives, who better to explain the joy and the excitement than his father?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that it's almost like, yeah, all right, Dad, you take this one. Like, go ahead. So, you know, we know you love the news.
Right. He's
we know
busy.
You love all that.
Travis is busy with football. Taylor's got stuff going on. Let's get Ed on it.
What's the worst he could say?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, nothing about it is bad or secretive. It's just we've almost created this environment where it's like, everything is such a secret, and if we know the day and the time and the weather and whatever, it's like all these guesses. And Ed just came on and was like, I'm not even gonna let you guys guess all this shit. It happened 2 weeks ago, and they FaceTimed me after.
Yeah, I loved it. He said that it happened. He said around 2 weeks ago. People think that maybe they recorded the podcast and then like right after, because she has like the same nails, right, and the same like jewelry
same
on.
Nails, same hair. And can I say another thing? And maybe it's because it's in my head, but you know how I kept thinking it during the podcast because she had the headphones on and it was over her hair. And because we do this for work, we know
headphone
that
hair.
You get headphone hair.
Yeah.
So it's like it goes over your ears and it will like dissipate or whatever. But she, in one of the closer photos, had like a little bit of headphone hair.
Yeah,
and I was like, wait a minute, girl.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously she had wavy hair, but so that would make sense. But there's also a moment in the podcast with Taylor and Travis and Jason where they're making a joke like, oh, we'll take her out back or whatever, and Travis kind of like makes a face at the camera and Jason like returns the face. So it kind of sound, whether that's us reading into something or not, it does seem like while the podcast was going on, they were setting stuff up out in the back, and then Ed told us that they were going to go out to dinner, and Travis was like, oh, let's have a glass of wine in the garden. And it's at Travis's house. Confirmed. It's Travis's house.
Travis's garden.
His garden.
Not his flowers, though. They brought them all in.
They brought the flowers in. And he's like, oh, let's have a glass of wine in the garden before we go out to dinner. And when Taylor walked out and saw all the flowers and everything, she knew something was up.
Yep.
And the flower people were jumping in bushes. Trying to, because they were setting up stuff last second.
He said as they approached, she knew something was up because it was all decorated and the flower people saw them coming, so they had to hide in the bushes.
Hilarious.
Which was very funny.
So I need to know those random flower people, like what's their perspective?
Ed said that he's like used that company before.
Yes, that's
so he like has worked with them before.
He's right. So it sounds as if whoever they are, whether they are florists specifically or if they're people that just like make things happen. I feel like when you're a celebrity, you have a group of people that just like make things shit happen. Yeah. I'm sure it's those people, and round of applause for them for keeping it quiet,
beautiful,
being professional, being respectful, and understanding that this moment is for them and not for anyone else.
Yeah,
we love that.
Ed said that Travis sent him a picture of the ring in early July, which is very sweet. He also said that Travis asked for Scott's permission about a month before, which was very sweet. But he also said that him and Scott were really being like, you got to do it, like, because I think he said Travis wanted to wait a week for this upcoming weekend because it was the anniversary of their first date. Yeah. But Ed and Scott.
That's what a reveal there, too.
Yeah.
Like Ed Kelce's just like revealing all the information.
Yeah, good
so
to know.
First date was
Labor Day weekend, I guess, right? Yeah. Or the last weekend of August.
So funny.
But since Travis wanted to wait, Scott and Ed were kind of like, no, like, don't wait. Like, get it done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Which was really cute.
I thought that Ed said something really sweet. He was like, it doesn't matter. He was like, Travis is wanting to push it. And he was kind of being indecisive, essentially, because he wanted to do, like, this big thing for her. And Ed essentially was like, you can propose to her on the side of the road. Yeah. It's the proposal that is special. Yeah. And that moment becomes special because of it, not like what you do about it. And he was like, and Scott Swift is telling him the same thing. Like, it doesn't matter the theatrics. That's not what's important. What's important is the engagement itself. And I think that it's really, it's so perfect. Like, it was the perfect idea, the perfect way to do it. They're at his house. She's comfortable in this home. Someone pointed out same house that she also seemingly found out about her master's maybe.
Yeah. I love that.
There's a lot about this house because this is Travis's new house that he bought after he and Taylor started dating. Yeah. So, from where we're sitting, you have to assume that maybe she's helped make that house a home.
For sure.
And now that they have
he talked about how he didn't have furniture in his house, like, all the time, and then all of a sudden, like, because he was talking about like the dogs that ripped up his couch. Like, he's like, I have no furniture in my house. So obviously, like, she's made that house into a home, and just talking about like baking and like he's playing video
Yeah.
games. Like they obviously like a lot of special moments clearly they've had in that house.
Yeah. And someone online too wanted it to be clear that that house is in Kansas, not
Missouri.
And that because it's a point of pride for our Kansas Swifties out there.
Of course.
So, our true Kansas, not Kansas City, Missouri.
Right.
Swifties.
Two things that Ed said that I thought. One was really cute. When he was talking about how Travis was like, oh, let's go out and have a glass of wine. He said after it happened, they immediately FaceTimed him and Donna and her parents to make sure everybody knew. And he said, they're just two young people very much in love, cast in a spotlight that they really haven't sought, but kind of followed with their success in their respective fields.
And he
Love
said,
that quote.
He goes, it's just great seeing them. And it's pretty neat, he said.
Yeah, it is so neat.
It is neat. And he's right about that.
Which was cute. And then the other thing that I thought was really funny was that he said that Taylor was getting antsy.
Hilarious to say that. Ed, what the fuck? My father-in-law is
So
like, yeah,
funny,
she's getting a little antsy for that ring. I'd be like, oh my fucking God.
Ed, don't air me out like that. Yeah, it's so funny. But that's like
clocking my shit.
It's at the end of the day, like she's literally just like us.
She's just
like,
a girl.
She's just in love with Travis, and like she knows obviously that like they're gonna be together forever, and like she sees a future with him. So she's like, yeah, like what the fuck is the holdup?
Well, that's also too goes into, I'm sure that the holdup is the pressure that Travis feels to make it. Because obviously, I mean, we've now done, this is our second podcast talking about it. You know what I mean? And that's just us. You know, we're doing news spots. You know, it's like everyone.
It's a huge deal.
Everyone's going to overanalyze it and talk about it and whatever. So I imagine on top of wanting to marry the love of your life, that pressure of making sure that it's perfect, not only for her, but that the magic of that moment won't be like ripped apart by the fans, by the fans,
by people
or the press
speculating, whatever.
Whoever. It's such a vulnerable thing to do already, and then to have all eyes on you when it happens. And I mean, it's one of the biggest engagements that's ever happened in the world. You know what I mean? Like in pop culture specifically. Yeah. And I think that I understand his like that need of like, it's gotta be perfect
for sure.
So I love that like Ed and Scott were both like, Travis, fuck these people. Just pop the question. You know,
I love that.
The ring is absolutely outrageous. We found out almost right away the designer and everything behind it. Do you have that big long tweet that has like all of the shit?
Yes.
Like, just one specific long ass tweet. I'll find it if not.
It
has like every bit of information.
Hold on, I have it right here in my archive, because
Gia and I have sent so many
tweets to each other. Okay, got it. It says,
I got it.
Latest update. George Khalif, Hollywood jeweler and designer, estimates Taylor Swift's custom-made engagement ring to be worth $3.5 to $5 million. People magazine, they think it's around 8 carats.
Yes, and here's the it was co-designed by Kindred Lubeck of Artifacts Fine Jewelry and Travis. So Travis helped design it as well. The style of it is an old mine, brilliant cut.
Beautiful.
Estimated around $500,000.
$3.5 to $5 million.
But you know what? That's conflicting with what Forbes reported. Remember?
Yeah,
Forbes
but then
reported that?
people.
That was later.
Then it was later updated. People said they had, I don't know, this guy George Khalif, Hollywood jeweler and designer. He said he estimated, and I think that makes more sense. 8 carats
for sure. So yeah, this is the here we go. This is the big ass one I was looking at. It says the style of the ring is definitely a throwback to the Victorian era with the beautiful, delicate, and decorative gold work, says Benjamin Cordapour at Estate Diamond Jewelry. We've got all the
jewelers
coming out of the woodwork. Taylor Swift was proposed to with a stunning, elongated, antique, cushion-cut diamond that is approximately 8 carats, F color, and VS1 clarity. The ring was handcrafted in 18-karat yellow gold, and the center diamond is set with the needlepoint prongs that perfectly match the antique style. Smaller diamonds and hand engravings adorn the shoulders of her setting, he says, adding that it's his favorite celebrity sparkler of the year. And then obviously they haven't. This guy estimated it to be around $500,000. So that's we're not sure about that. But wait,
conflicting reports on what it's estimated to be.
But wait, there's a specifically. Shoot, I wanted to find because the business the ring designer is a woman.
Yeah,
and there's more to that I want to see. And God, there's so many fucking tweets. Hold on. The designer's a woman, and there was like a bunch of it's a a diamond that was obtained through like, not sustainable, but what's it called when you are, it's like not, it's not the right word, but it's like not problematic. Like it's not like a blood diamond. It's
okay.
In like a
sustainable,
like a sustainable way. Yeah, it's like a sustainable diamond. Like there's stuff like that, which I think
Kindred Lubeck. Is that her name?
Yes, that's her name. But there was a whole thing about like her, why she got into it. Damn, there's just too much to go through. All right, sorry about that, guys. I thought that I had it, but she is. Seems to be a lovely person and cares very much about having or creating jewelry that is not, not run of the mill, and also not, not just like, oh yeah, get a diamond out of wherever. Like it seems like a, environmentally conscious.
Okay.
Institution. Or
right.
whatever,
okay. I love
and
that.
Also like woman first.
Yes.
Like, we like that.
Love that. Woman designer. Love that.
Yeah. I think that's really cool.
Cute.
So what and again, what a fucking ring. Like
it's so gorgeous.
Holy shit.
It's truly
8 carats
truly
is nuts. We were thinking 4 or 5.
Yeah,
we gotta get our eyes checked.
Yeah, seriously.
I gotta get my magnifying glass out or something.
Truly a gorgeous ring, and I love the cut. I love the setting of it. I love everything about it. Truly, I do. It's just so her.
It's so her, and I like that that Travis had a hand in the design. I think that this woman that helped design it. It sounds as if either maybe she's a fan, or maybe Travis
he's designed stuff with her before.
Maybe,
yeah.
And also it could be that like Travis is just so good at explaining Taylor that this woman was able to create literally the perfect ring. Like I can't imagine anything more fitting for her.
It's gorgeous
and more beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Just, oh my God.
Yeah.
Not that we laugh about the rings. We laugh about Summer Return Pretty, Jeremiah's tiny ring, whatever. Like Taylor, again, it could have been a paper ring, and we would have been like Travis.
Yeah.
But I love all the tweets that are like Travis said, "Fuck your paper ring."
Yeah, fuck
Here's
no paper
carats.
rings. Yeah.
yeah.
Hell no.
I do love that.
He's a big fat fucking rock. That's exactly what she deserves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They kind of touched about it a little bit on New Heights. Obviously, well, they stated beforehand. Jason said like, we recorded unfortunately before everything went down, so Travis is at practice right now. But we just want to say like. Oh, he said, we did record this podcast on Monday, which was Travis is one day off, so he's not here to address this himself, but we felt it necessary as a team here at New Heights to get together and send Travis and Taylor a giant congratulations for being engaged.
Yay.
The proposal heard around the world. Fuck yeah. Which was very nice.
And
they did not talk about the engagement on the podcast, obviously, but they did talk a little bit about having Taylor on and, all the record-breaking numbers and all. I think he said that they got 400,000 subscribers in like one day.
Whoa,
I know.
That's crazy.
So crazy.
Good for them.
Yeah.
They did also, they broke the Guinness Book of World Records for most concurrent podcast viewers, which means live podcast viewers, 1.3 million.
Crazy.
Crushed the record. So, and now that information came out like Tuesday morning, and then their engagement announcement came out like a day later or like an hour later. So it was like, all right, there's breaking Guinness World Records and then they're getting engaged. It's just like fucking crazy.
Jason said, we set our own records. We set podcasting records. We set a Guinness Book of World Records. That's right. Thanks to the one and only Taylor Swift for hopping on and deciding to talk to two complete dudes that don't know anything about the music industry. And it was a doozy. Which was very funny and very cute.
It's just great. And also, somewhere along the way, I'm not sure where it was said. Maybe Ed Kelce said it, but he was asking Travis about when they were going to announce the news, and Travis was like, "Whenever Taylor says we can," or something like that.
Yeah, I think Ed said that. Yeah, which was really cute,
really sweet. And I think a couple things there that we can think about and break down, which I'm remembering all this right now, and I should have wrote it down to tell you before. 8/26 is 13 times 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then 8 August, obviously.
Yep.
Something interesting that's just kind of floating in the ether, and we're not really sure. We don't know what's going on. It was Blake Lively's birthday. I think who cares?
I don't give a flying fuck.
I think who cares?
Yeah.
But it is a conversation
no,
people are
kept
having.
coming down. They're like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
It has to do with nothing.
Yeah, like,
but it's like it does bring up the question. She didn't. A few of Taylor's friends reposted and liked and whatever, and we're not really seeing Blake in the mix. Again, that means nothing.
Yeah.
But people are talking about it, so that's the only reason I'm bringing it up. And but who knows? I still am kind of under the impression that they have just taken their friendship entirely offline.
Yeah.
I just think
I saw a tweet that like Blake didn't like it, but Blake by Blake, what's her Brownie by Blake? What's her hair
like
thing?
hair or whatever.
Yeah, apparently her hair
I
care
don't even
line
know.
liked the picture. So
well, there you go.
Yeah.
So and maybe
there's
that's
some crumbs for you guys.
maybe that's Blake on the on the burner, just trying to show support for her friend. But yeah, so who knows what's going on there? Also, Ed said that they. In that conversation where he was talking about like it's just so nice seeing young people in love or whatever, he said that Travis, Ed, and Donna all went to the Kingdom premiere and then came back to Travis's after, and Taylor had made dinner for all of them, and they were just sitting out on the back porch just like drinking wine and having dinner and having a good time, and that they're just they're enamored with each other. And
he was like, and we had dinner and they were just so in love, and it was really sweet. I think that's when he said it's really neat.
Yes. And he also said that he thought, or that everyone knew that they were like gonna get engaged, that they were in game, they're gonna be together in the middle of the season last year. That's when they were like, this can happen at any moment.
Yeah.
Which, so do we.
Yeah,
I mean, like everyone,
I feel like I think I said this last show, but I feel like Argentina was when I was like, all right, this is legit. But back to New Heights.
Yep.
Jason said that he has been listening to 1989 in his workouts. He said it was such a hit because Taylor was so open and really being herself and gave us a lot. So they were super like appreciative of her for being so open and talking so much. And they said that they feel like it really resonated with the fans because they got to see her in a way that they haven't.
Oh yeah.
Travis said that she walked away from the podcast super excited.
Thank God.
And super happy, which is like cute to
Love
think about,
that.
because if she walked away so happy and then like got engaged later in the
like,
day,
is
it's
it
so
the best
sweet.
day of your life?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Then Jason brought up the human exclamation point. He was like, my whole life I've seen Travis in this type of way, and he just has this magnetic energy about him. He also said something. He was like, I think people that don't know Travis don't like him, and people that know Travis love him. And I was thinking about you in that moment.
Well, that's another thing. Shall I address the room again? I feel like I have to do this every 6 months. Obviously the engagement's happening. We're very excited for Travis. Yes, 2 years ago I didn't like Travis. I saw him. I said, I've seen clips of you on your dating reality show. I think that you're phony. I did not like him. I thought he was a jerk. Like
I liked your comment. Somebody commented on your video and they were like something about you saying that you didn't like Travis.
They love to bring it up.
And you're like,
haters
and you
bring it up.
replied and you said, I'm so happy to be wrong.
Extremely.
And I love that. Yeah.
And I have felt that this entire time. Like I think not only has this whole experience, obviously us reporting on Taylor Swift news, but it's a valuable lesson in life, I think, or at least I'm taking it that way, because I do feel sometimes like I'm judgmental to a certain extent.
For sure.
I am very open to changing my mind on things, and that I've always been clear about that. This is a good example of that.
Yeah.
But I do think that like I judged Travis fully based on like my perception of football players and guys with money wearing earrings.
He had
and
a
walking
dating
around
show.
And he just kind of was like loud and drunk, and I'm not like just the exact opposite kind of guy I would like. And again, we're the same age, so it's like I feel like it's not so crazy that I would have those feelings. Like I know people just like Travis.
Yeah, you just
in
thought
the
he was a
way
little
that I
immature.
don't. Yes,
Yeah.
in the way that I thought he was. I know people like that, and I don't like those people, and I lumped him in with those people. And over time, I said it took about a month for me to come around on Travis and be like, okay, wait, maybe he's not phony. Like I put out a video. By the way, I was drunk in that video. I keep saying that, but people don't believe me. Drunk in that video. It has 15 million views on Twitter. It makes me sick. I can't get rid of it. It's like the worst, but whatever. But I'm in that video. I'm kind of talking out of my ass about how he's gross and whatever. And I was just picturing him like as that kind of person. And it's very, very clear he is not that kind of person. I don't know how, like, it's just funny how he was portrayed that way when he seems to be like the most genuine guy in the world.
I think he also really matured a lot when he was with her, but like
totally. But it is. Like I was saying that the lesson of it all though is like, as I definitely judged him prematurely at the time, and now seeing that like, oh, good men do exist, and he isn't what we thought he was, and look where he is now, and look who knows him for him and vouches. Like, if Taylor Swift is vouching for Travis's character, that's who I believe. I don't need to believe anybody else. I believe Taylor. If she's happy, if she's having a, you know, she's getting married to this man. Obviously, he's a good man. Like, she wouldn't be getting married to some piece of shit. Like, that's just not happening.
Yeah, and you're allowed to change your opinion on people.
Sure, but I do think it's, you know, if others, you know, felt the same as I did, or maybe feel that way about other kinds of people, I think that it's a good lesson in, like, you don't know these people, you know, like, this is somebody out there.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we literally don't know.
You don't know these people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You've never met them. You can't have such strong opinions on someone when you literally don't know them.
And
at
that's
all.
what
that's
Jason.
a good lesson.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Jason was saying. Like, people have these strong opinions on Travis that know him because they love him so much, and like all the people that know him love him because of who he is. And he said that he's kind of always struggled to how to explain that to people, and when Taylor called him a human exclamation point, Jason was like, that was exactly what I've been looking for this entire time. It's perfectly describes him. He said it's better than the nickname Big Yeti, which was very funny,
which is hilarious.
Yeah. He said Travis said she was so excited to do it, and she was so excited to talk, and so excited to drop Easter eggs. And Jason goes, so there are Easter eggs.
Yeah, wait, I love, and I saw this clip, I love how Jason is just like now fully immersed in the Swiftie world. Like, even him talking about how he's listening to the album, and he's talking about, like, he's so in it now.
He said that he sends them Easter eggs all the time, and that they don't tell him, like, if he's right or wrong.
It's so fucking funny.
Which is so funny. And then he brings up the Pinocchio.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like, Pinocchio, like, what is he doing there? And it is interesting because the Pinocchio was still there, but like all the other stuff that seemed like Taylor like added in were gone.
Right.
So definitely confirmed there were some Easter eggs. Except I'm confused about the Pinocchio thing, because looking at it closer up, the Pinocchio is that
he's covering his eyes.
Yeah, but he's I forget. It's
evil?
KAW. It's this brand. They make like those like
Cause.
Yeah,
I know.
They make like those like statues.
I know those. Yeah.
And
with the X's in their eyes and the big ears.
Yes,
is usually what it looks like.
Yes, and I feel like men love those for some reason. Like,
they're collectible.
And they're expensive.
Yeah.
And
they're like, it's a streetwear designer.
Yeah.
Or streetwear
and
artist.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, I feel like Travis may have just had that because it's like a collector's item type of thing.
Maybe.
Like, it's a cause thing, but
it could be like, maybe he had that and Taylor is like,
perfect. Yeah.
This works. Like, and that's how things go. Especially, you know, again, we do skits and things here, and sometimes you buy stuff for the skit, sometimes you have stuff at home that you bring in and it kind of works for the moment. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like, all right, we need to buy a Pinocchio, we need to buy all these books, we need to do whatever. Like, Taylor could have showed up with like, hey, here's all my personal books and some silly shit that I'm going to throw in the background of this, like, let's just set it up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was, you know, much more than that.
Yeah. But it was really funny that he brought up the Pinocchio of it all, because clearly, like you said, he is in the trenches with us.
So funny.
Obviously, Travis was not giving any hints, not saying anything. Interesting. They said that they had the most viewed IG reel of all time.
Ooh,
which is cool.
How many views did it say?
No, they didn't say.
Let's go look. I'll go look right now.
Yeah.
On New Heights, I assume he means.
Yeah, on New Heights.
Let's go see.
He talked about dyeing his beard. And he said,
what did he say about that?
He said it was for a garage beer commercial that never happened.
Got it. Okay.
He was supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to play like a younger version of himself,
Hilarious.
but he didn't want to shave his beard, so he's like, "Oh, I'll dye it," and he was like, "I dyed it way too dark."
That is so funny.
Yeah.
And then of course he like does it literally for the biggest interview of his life.
Right.
Like, it's so fucking funny.
Can you find it or?
It says wait, hold on. I'm trying to look where it's like it shows me the views.
Yeah, if you go on like the real
I
side, I
now.
think.
The brand new album one where she's like, here's my brand new album that has 194 million views. That's fucking crazy. But let me go see the one where it's like the intro of her gonna be on the pod. Oh no, that one only has 74.7 million.
Oh, okay, only.
So yeah, only.
Yeah, so it must be that one then.
The album. Here's my new album.
194 million
million is so fucking crazy.
Crazy.
109. So it's got 5.8 million likes and 320,000 reshares.
Wow.
1.7 million shares with like in messages.
That's crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts.
So Jason, he was like, thank you to Taylor, but just get ready for a much lower bar. Like it's just
Right,
it's not going to be the same ever again, whatever.
Yeah.
And Travis actually said that his current favorite on Life of a Showgirl is Opalite.
I saw that too.
And he said,
Interesting.
I keep listening to the album, and I know she mentioned it's going to be a lot of pop beats, but it's still so poetic. Her melodies, her references and stuff, it's so fun to listen to. I've been dancing throughout the house. So I'm so fucking hyped.
I'm so fucking hyped, and it is so funny, especially now. It's like, yeah, that's her fucking husband.
Yeah,
Like,
and it confirms that Opalite is about Travis.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's also just hilarious to think like Travis knows everything now. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's got the record. He's literally playing it through the house. Like that's crazy.
It's
that's
crazy
that he's got all this shit, on repeat for months. Like he's so in the know.
He literally like
just
he
so
has
cool.
the key to the vault. Like
He
it's
really
crazy.
does.
Like I'm so jealous. It's like
It's like
I don't know if I
cool.
want to be him or
Yeah.
be friends with him or
Right,
like you know
right.
like
It's also so sweet that like, you go all the way back to Miss Americana, and I think the sentiment still stands. Doesn't matter who it is, but when she is talking about how she like is experiencing all these highs and Grammys and albums and excitement, and she was thinking to herself like, shouldn't I have someone to share this with?
yeah.
And obviously she's talking about different people in that exact moment, but I think that sentiment still totally stands. Like, how nice is it to think that Taylor has her number one fan is her husband,
Yeah.
and her soon-to-be husband lives in the house. He's playing her music
Yeah.
in loudspeakers, dancing around. Like, how much more fun is that
It's really sweet.
for you, for her? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for her to be, to have someone to share it with.
Yeah.
Truly.
100%.
Oh,
It's
it's
just
just
so
lovely.
beautiful. And there was a really lovely People article that came out I think yesterday about Travis's family.
Yes.
And how they're like so excited for him and Taylor to be engaged. There's a couple quotes from that I just wanted to read.
People's been crushing it lately.
Yeah, they have been. They've
yeah.
been putting out really, really nice articles.
Yep,
Just
and
like
thoughtful
with
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with very like, just very touching quotes from people that I appreciate.
Good sources, it seems.
Yes,
Good like
the
that.
source said she goes out of her way to show the whole family how much she cares for not just Travis, but all of them down to Jason's kids. It says the So High School singer has impressed her fiance's family with sweet, thoughtful gifts, flowers, and bakes for the family. They don't even know how she does it all considering her career. The insider added that they're all very, very happy that Travis has Taylor in his life. She's entirely changed his world in all the best ways, and they're true partners. Taylor gets along so well with the family, and they're just her biggest fan. So sweet.
It is so nice.
Yeah.
And again, like I need to reiterate, this entire journey, the way that this is all played out, it's literally a fairy tale. Like
Yeah.
it's something that you just never expect to actually happen in real life. And it's
The
like
football star and the pop star, like it's crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy. And back to the shit talking I was doing about Travis a couple years ago. It's like, I'm a cynical person because this is a dark world. This shit doesn't happen every day.
Yeah.
But it does happen. And I think that, and this is another thing I just remembered, that these tweets are floating around. Selena Gomez tweeting about how true love, whatever. And this is years and years ago. Taylor replying to her tweet being like, true love does exist. Like, I have to believe it, and so do you.
Aww.
And now they're both engaged at the same time.
So cute.
Two people who truly love them for what they are. And I think that Selena too, but in this instance, Taylor, it's inspiring that she never settled, that she never gave up on the idea of finding someone that can love you the way that Travis loves her, that she was able to see him for who he really is, and not be clouded by stereotypes or anything like me and maybe others fell prey to.
100%.
And I just think like so many things had to break right for this all to work out the way that it did in the most perfect way. And I just, it's amazing.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
You sent me a tweet that I thought was so perfect describing the situation. They said, actually, Taylor being persistent about never closing off her heart after one disappointment and trauma after another for years and years while the world made jokes about it. And then finding the right fit in her 30s is a fairy tale in and of itself and should be the real story always. And I love that. And also
chills.
Bree posted a TikTok that I really like too. She
glad you
was
brought that
like,
up. I love that TikTok.
she was like, this is the perfect example of don't settle. Like, just because there's this weird stigma or social stigma that you need to be married and kids by the time you're 30. Like, it's not fucking true. It's the patriarchy telling us like that we need to have this certain set of timeline for women. Never settle. Like, you can literally have your life play out the way you want it at any age. Like, you don't have to rush through life in the way that I feel like people want you to, the way that people want women to. And you just have to think think about with Taylor, exactly like this person said, like, years and years of the constant berating from the media and from her fans and whatever, of like having all these boyfriends, whatever.
I mean,
it's like,
she's right. She's the perpetual like single, childless, unmarried
Yeah.
woman, which is like the number one insult that every incel
yeah,
likes
it's like,
to
no,
throw at
she just has
everyone.
standards and she wants someone that's going to meet her standards. And she's so professional and so successful that she has to be with someone that can share that with her and doesn't get like, jealous or whatever it is. So it's like, obviously it's going to take a long time for her to find someone like that.
Well, she needed to wait till someone was on her fucking level.
Yes.
And Travis Kelce is on her level.
Yeah, and I
don't
love
know
that.
anybody else that's on her level.
Yeah,
really.
I loved that message that it sends to people, that like
Totally
there's
agree.
really no need to, I just feel like so many of my girlfriends and stuff, like they're just with these guys that like I can see that they're gonna get married, and it's just like, you don't, just because you've been together since like college, like you don't have to get married to this guy. Like you have your whole life ahead. Like, we're still so young, like we're babies still. Like,
there's a thing that I say all the time that I feel everyone says, of course, life is short, you can die at any time.
Yeah.
Walk outside, get hit by a car. People say that shit all the time. That can be true. It's also true that life is long as fuck sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
and life is short. Why do you want to spend it with a fucking asshole?
Exactly. Like, you don't have to. This isn't musical chairs. It's not pick whoever it is before everybody's gone or before all the chairs are gone. Like, you don't have to do that. And your life doesn't have to look like you were saying before. It doesn't have to look like you're told to have it look.
Yeah.
Like, you could. It could be years and years until you find something that you love. Or say you're married right now and it's good and it's great. And then in 10 years, you guys become different people and then you divorce and then you go on to find the true love of your life and whatever. Like, everyone's story is different and there is no shame in any journey of love or of life. And I think that I definitely feel a shift, maybe because I'm in it and I'm 34. I'm around that time where I see things changing and that pressure kind of lifting off. And I would love for that to just go away entirely.
Yeah.
And it's lovely when people want to get married young and fast and have kids and they find the right person right away and they get into it and they have a lovely life and that works for some people. It doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
But the people that it doesn't work for shouldn't feel bad that wasn't their life. They've got something else in store
100%.
for you. And right. And I was with you. I really liked Bree's post too, because it's true, especially feeling that way as a 34-year-old woman. Like, I don't have that feeling of rushing. I don't have that feeling of needing to be engaged or anything like that.
Like, to me, you're still like so young and like, I don't know.
I'm not
like,
even close. Like, I don't even want that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people also push that on you. They're like, well, you're bitter because you don't have it, or you don't have a man and all you want is a man. It's like, it's literally the last thing I want.
Yeah.
Right now. Like, I'm trying to get my shit together. Like, I need to figure myself out. I need to, clean my apartment still. It's like I'm still finding myself in certain ways, and I'm way different right now than I was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So who knows what I'll be like in 10 more years? Like, it's kind of a crazy thing to think about. And I think that so many people they panic. I think they panic. And seeing Taylor, like we were saying, wait and find this right person. And she's engaged and they're going to get married and they're going to start a family and do all this stuff. And it's like, that was her timeline. And it's amazing to see it. And I think ultimately the message is, like you were saying, and like that, like Bree said in her TikTok, is like, the right guy is worth waiting for. It's don't settle. Yeah. Don't settle for just because you think you have to.
Yeah. This fucking asshole, Charlie Kirk. He's like an ultra MAGA conservative.
Charlie Kirk. I saw him at a restaurant one time.
Oh,
Charlie Kirk.
his head is like the size of a bowling ball.
He's old as fuck. Is he dead?
No, he's
alive,
like
right?
my age, I think.
Oh wait, maybe I'm thinking of somebody.
He's
totally
like that
different.
really ugly young kid who like goes to college campuses. Anyways, he tweeted.
Let me look him up. Yeah.
He tweeted.
Oh, this loser.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is not who I was thinking.
The
of.
only reason I'm bringing it up is because this person's reply to this tweet I really liked. But Charlie Kirk tweeted, "Young women should get married just like Taylor Swift is planning to. You'll be happier." Somebody responded and said, "Totally. Anyone who wants to get married should follow Taylor's example. Put your career and goals first. Meet different people to learn what you want from a relationship. Don't be afraid to take time to meet your ideal partner. And marry someone who constantly celebrates you. By the way, a career can look like whatever you want it to. I'm not big on the whole defining your identity by having a job thing either. I think it's more important to have personal goals for yourself based off what you enjoy and build a fulfilling life with a relationship or without one.
I fucking love that.
Fabulous tweet, fabulous response, and such a good perspective. Again, because I feel like weird conservative people are like, follow in Taylor Swift's footsteps. Like, women should be getting married. They're like pushing the like women get married agenda.
They're pushing it as like they see this as an opportunity to like, you know,
like
turn the trad wife machine back on.
Yes.
You know, and be like, look, now she's getting married. Which, can I be so real? I would bet my life that's why Trump was nice about it.
Oh, 100%.
There's and oh yeah, that was the thing. We didn't talk about it. That happened in the meantime. You know, Trump's like in the middle of some White House bullshit, and some reporter was like, just so you know, breaking news: Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged, and he was like, well, I'm very happy for him. You know, it's kind of funny how he talks, but. He's like, well, I wish him the best. And then he was like, Travis is a good player, and Taylor's I think he said like a terrific person.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, it's just what a switch
just
up.
Weird.
It's obviously ridiculous, but that just goes to show like he's always talking out of his fucking ass. Like he's just trying to get your goat. He's trying to get those headlines, those clicks, whatever. He doesn't actually care.
He just wants to twist anything in his favor.
Exactly. Yeah. And so now that she's getting married and she's doing the thing that conservatives would do, you know, hypothetically, that what they want us to believe is like their narrative.
Yes.
I know that that's not true for all conservative or Republican, whatever. But yeah, now he's like, all right, I gotta appease the trad wives, etc., because it does. You know, technically fall into their image that they want to project onto the world. And but I don't like the people spinning it to their advantage. Him, you know, he's obviously taking advantage of the situation, but there are others like that guy being like, see, women, even Taylor Swift is getting engaged. And it's like, yeah, but read between the lines on the situation and see.
She's not getting engaged at 22.
Yeah.
And like right out of college, or like didn't go to college and got married instead. Or like, not saying that's the wrong thing to do, but like
she didn't sacrifice herself
for and her life and her personal goals and her job and everything that she finds happiness in and love in.
Travis adds to her life.
Yes.
He's not her entire life.
Yes. 100%.
Which is really important. And vice versa.
Yeah. And going off that, the Travis adding to her life and everything, Entertainment Tonight had a really great quote, which we think is a close personal friend of, right? Like,
yeah.
ET is like a good source.
ET is a trusted source, a reliable source. Yeah.
They said Taylor couldn't be happier to be engaged to Travis. He's everything she's always wanted. He is her true partner. They share a bond not only in love but also in their shared values, strong work ethic, and future family goals. Taylor and Travis couldn't be more excited to begin this next chapter and look forward to the day that they can call each other husband and wife. He always wants to do whatever he can to keep Taylor happy. It is clear they are a great match and the real deal. Very sweet. Just another very sweet quote.
It's just lovely. And you know, and this really is just a celebration of love and friendship and family and everything that you could imagine. And I can't imagine anyone just like being negative about it, you know? And of course there's negativity online with us, you know, women freaking out about it. Get a life, get a job, go to therapy. Twitter, as usual, is a fucking cesspool.
No, I'm not.
By the way, no.
I won't get a job and get a life. I'm going to dance when
therapist.
Taylor Swift gets engaged.
I don't want a therapist.
Yeah, I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs. Sorry. And you can go to your stupid football game and light a football on fire when your team loses and light your couch on fire and scream and then punch a hole in the wall.
This is the perfect example. The perfect example of, and you know what? I'm thinking about this. Again, like how I envisioned football players and things like that. It's always like that trope of the guy who peaked in high school.
For sure.
And it goes all the way back to Taylor Swift's song, when I see you years from now in a bar talking over a football game with that same big loud opinion, but nobody's listening.
Yeah.
Like that's how I'm literally chills because it's so washed up and ranting about the same old bitter thing.
Yeah,
like, that's these fucking
It's all the
people.
trolls.
You know, it's drunk and grumbling on about how I can't sing. Like,
yeah.
It's just so perfect. And that's what these people are. They're fucking mean. They're jealous. They're projecting.
Bitter.
And it's like they don't want to see people happy for someone else.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
Yeah.
What is your problem?
Because they're bitter and jealous.
You know, though, it's like, well, you don't want to see like women excited and happy
they don't.
For another strong, independent woman. They really don't.
They literally don't. They don't want to see women happy. They don't want to see women being celebrated.
It's
and
crazy.
It's just a fucking shame,
It's
honestly.
just crazy.
It's disgusting.
It
but
really
like,
is. So I'm glad that we are in a space where it's celebrated.
Yes.
Our listeners celebrated, of course. The Swifties celebrated, and honestly, shout out to all the news outlets that have reported on it. Fox aside, like everybody else that's reported on it. Olivia Levin went on CNN today.
I saw that. She crushed it.
All the Swifties are doing the press circuit right now.
I was loving Brian West's stories.
Brian was on.
He was on that shit fucking. His article was on the front page, which was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
incredible stuff. So and that really is it. Like the more positive Swifties that can infiltrate the news and set the tone, I think the better.
Yeah.
Because we need that.
Yeah.
We need people to see that it's okay to be excited for good happening to someone else, whether it's a pop star or not, who cares?
Yeah.
It's a light in this dark fucking spot.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like during a time where I feel like shit is like rancid all the fucking time. It's like, God forbid we feel happy and joy for something for people that we don't know. Yeah. But it's something to like give us a little hope and a little love during a time where it's like, Jesus, it feels like life is a little hopeless.
I know.
Yeah.
And wait, you know what? Gia, that just reminded me that I sent you something the other day. It was before the engagement news. And I couldn't really tell if it was negative or not. Hold on. Let me look at
I thought that was negative.
I saw it, and at first I was like, this is an interesting perspective. And then when I started reading the comments and the guy's replies, I was like, oh, he is being negative. But wait, hold on. But I do think it's an interesting, I got to find you.
I don't know. I feel like he was kind of being like.
He was being a little so here is the question itself or what he said itself. It's this guy David Gate, and his Instagram is like David Gate Poet. I don't know him at all. This just popped up on my timeline. Like I've never heard of this guy. I have no idea, whatever. And this is like a Substack conversation, so who knows? But the title is Why the Taylor Swift Discourse is Destined to Explode. The timing of the life of a showgirl is set to cause a cultural eruption. And I kind of felt, I was like, okay, interesting. What do you have to say about it? And he goes on to talk about how pop music is a good distraction and that people, they flock to it in times where they need an escape, and that Taylor is very good at writing about and promoting songs that have to do with escapism. And the conversation kind of turned into like, is this bad that someone like Taylor or whatever, they're trying to like distract us with shiny things and here's a pop album and here's this and here's that while there's like wars going on and stuff like that. And this guy thinks that yes, it is a distraction. We have to like keep an eye for Selena or for the shit that's going on in the world and whatever. And he is a little cynical about it. If read it yourself and make your own assumptions. But the way he was like responding to people in the comments, it's definitely clear that he's anti and doesn't really love. Or he very much thinks that it's kind of he doesn't say this explicitly, but it seems like he feels it's tone deaf.
Yeah,
somehow,
for sure.
Which I obviously don't agree with.
No.
And I think that's a crazy way to put it.
Yeah.
But I do.
Like what are we supposed to do? Just not put anything out? Like,
right.
I feel like the one thing we have is music and movies and TV shows and media to like, distract us for the moment. Obviously, you should be paying attention to what's going on in the world and doing what you feel like you have to do.
Yes.
To like keep up to date and be a part of certain movements, whatever you need to do. But like at the end of the day, you can go home and listen to Taylor Swift. You know what I mean?
Completely right. Like sometimes it just isn't that deep.
Yeah,
and I think that this guy was like kind of going through it and overthinking it. But I do understand that there are, there is the idea that could happen. Like that to me, his whole thing just seemed paranoid. It seemed very paranoid in the way of like, this is just one big distraction. Like, don't get caught up in it, whatever. Like that. It's a little alarmist.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And but I don't agree with it in that way. But I do kind of see where people could feel so lost and so hopeless that they can't even fathom celebrating something like this, like an engagement
for sure.
or a new album that's supposed to be upbeat and exciting and whatever. So I get that perspective, and I sympathize with people who are scared and who are worried about the state of the world and they just don't feel like this is appropriate. But I think, like I was saying before, like the more of us that get to go on these news shows or write articles about it or videos of us celebrating or online, I think that the more people that see that it's okay to be happy about things, even though there are bad things going on in the world, the better. Because otherwise, what? Are we just going to live on this fucking doomed shit forever? Like, that's a horrible way to go through life. Talk about life is short. That's how you want to go through your life? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I thought it was kind of an interesting. I hadn't seen that perspective, and so I was like,
I've been getting some of that on my For You page, like TikToks and stuff, but
it
I
had
just
me
scroll
thinking,
past.
but I disagree.
I disagree as well.
But I think
I understand the sentiment for sure.
Totally.
But I just don't fully agree because I feel like you said, you have to find a way to push through the darkness, and the only way is like through creative. Like I feel like through creative outlets and finding stuff that makes you happy during a time that's really tough, and music is one of them.
And people forget, that these things in the world are cyclical. This stuff happens every, 20, 40, 60 years. Things happen where there's a war going on. There's a revolt of the people. People want escapism. Like it happened in the 60s. It happened in the 20s. It happens like where people, they just want to, remember that there is life outside of all this bad. And I think this is just exactly that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's living. Yeah. And people need to live. It's as much as people want to dwell, on the bad. Now I'm talking in circles, but you just got to live your life.
No, I completely agree.
It's crazy.
I agree with everything you said.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
And he was having thoughtful conversations with people who disagreed with him in the comments.
Okay.
The Swifties were in there holding it down in respectful ways. Yeah. And it was thoughtful conversation. I appreciated the Swifties in those comments with their thoughts.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Should we jump into voicemails and DMs?
Yes, let's. I'm trying to think.
It.
Is there anything else that happened?
I just have two things. I have Donna change her Facebook cover.
So funny.
Which is really cute. She changed it to like a baby picture, like a side-by-side baby picture of Travis and Taylor that somebody tweeted.
Yes.
And was like, these two are getting married. And I think she screenshotted the tweet, cropped it, and then made it her Facebook profile picture.
So her profile
cover
picture
photo.
Is just like a second grade photo of Taylor and like a second grade photo of Travis.
Which is really cute.
Kindergarten, maybe. They were so young in those
The engagement picture is now the most liked post by a living artist in Insta history. Woo! Previously held by Zendaya's birthday post for Tom Holland.
Oh.
And Travis is doing an American Eagle collab.
Which, by the way, we saw him walking around New York City in that exact outfit with that exact bag months ago.
Obviously they've been planning it for a while.
It was, I want to say, it might have been like the spring. Because do you remember that? It was like, I remember it only because of the bag he's holding is this like camo bag. And I thought at the time it was like a GQ bag because GQ makes like camo bags that they give their like people who work there. And so I thought like, oh, he's just carrying that around. He got it or whatever. He's wearing that cream sweater and like cream on cream. And he's got his long hair. And I remembered the paparazzi photos and people were like, oh, he's walking around Tribeca, probably going back to Tay's house.
Yeah,
like, what's he got in that bag? He was shooting an American Eagle commercial.
Yeah, which is very cute. Happy for him. And the clothes were cute.
The clothes were cute.
Yeah, and I like the way Travis dresses, so.
Poor American Eagle. They're going through it, and they're not a bad brand. And I think that they got...
Speaking of American Eagle, I literally got PR from them, and I filmed this entire video of me trying on the clothes. I'm wearing American Eagle jeans right now.
They look great on you.
Yeah. And I filmed this whole thing. I was like, thank you, American Eagle. Like, this is amazing. Like, they sent me so much stuff. It was so nice.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting in bed, like, about to post. I'm like, wait, American Eagle? Fuck, that's the stupid fucking Sydney Sweeney thing.
Jeans. My jeans are better than yours.
If you like your jeans... have your jeans come and get on me. I'm Sydney Sweeney.
No one's jeans are better than my jeans.
It's just so brutal. I don't know if they meant to do what they were doing, but it was not a good look.
Not.
Yeah.
Like I think that was so circumstantial. I don't think there's any world where that was their intended messaging.
It's just crazy.
And they just got fucking hosed.
Yeah.
And so
so maybe Travis is coming to save their
Travis
brand.
Saves it. I hope that Travis
Me and Travis.
You and Travis are on the way. I hope that Travis turns it around instead of like people turning on Travis for doing American Eagle, which I haven't seen. I haven't seen people shit on him. So
I'm still like, I might just post it because fuck it, and like
whatever. They're not a bad brand. They've been a good brand forever. They're
super
very
affordable,
inclusive.
and I like their jeans.
Yes, they've always been inclusive. They've always been affordable, good quality, whatever.
Yeah, just a stupid ass ad.
We don't need to. Yes, we can all laugh and make fun of the ad. There's no need to tank American Eagle because of Sydney Sweeney's commercial.
All right, let's get into DMs or voicemails and DMs. We have a lot of voicemails to get
of
through, and
course.
some of them are super funny, so let's get into it.
Hell yeah.
This one's just hilarious.
Let's go.
She just posted on a random Tuesday afternoon. I'm supposed to fucking go back to work? Are you kidding me? What? I can't do this.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep. So funny.
Literally us.
Yep.
As you can see.
Yep.
Did you see the teacher that
cancel class?
That canceled class.
So
There's
funny.
a TikTok going around. It's a teacher where they all get to class and the teacher walks in and it's like a biochem or something. And he's like, hey class, just wanted you to know, we were about to take this biochem midterm or whatever, but as of a few minutes ago, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. I can't focus. No one can focus. Class is canceled. And I was like,
fucking love
yes,
that. And that's just
thank
like
you.
college in a nutshell.
It's so funny
and
and so fucking real because if especially, it was posted at 1 o'clock. I assume that class started at 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah, or like
Imagine-
1:20. Like college classes always started like a weird
always
time.
started like a funny time.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
imagine you're like, you walk into class and your phone's blowing up and you're about to take a test.
No,
a
my
midterm,
God.
Whatever. How could you possibly? And
No, I would
appreciate
fail.
the teacher too for admitting that he
Yeah.
couldn't focus either.
That was classic. Okay.
Love.
This is another funny one.
Holy shit, you guys. I'm calling from my office at work because I can't scream because everybody here thinks I'm fucking crazy. But oh my God, I cannot believe she's engaged. That ring. Oh my God, the pictures. Honestly, do you guys think that this happened somewhere around the wedding that they went to? Because I don't know why I feel like that dress looks familiar. I don't know. I think this is just thoughts that I'm spewing off the top of my head. Oh my God, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. I want to cry. I'm so happy for you two.
Yay.
I wish I could have been like a fly on the wall when you guys could see. It was, Anyway, love you both. Can't wait to hear the entire breakdown in your feelings. Oh my God, mother and dad are getting married.
Mother and dad.
Mother and dad.
Love that one. Very cute.
So funny, so real. I love this. I didn't realize there would be like people calling because they are at work. Oh
No,
my God,
luckily
this is
we
so
are in a
funny.
workplace where we can scream at the top of our lungs.
yeah.
So I get like this person like corporate office like, fuck, I gotta go. Yeah. And I
mean,
love
the
that they
biggest
called
fucking
us.
scene. Brittany said Brittany was in a client meeting during it, and she said that her phone was blowing up, and she could see our text, and she was like, oh my God. And as soon as she got out, she was like, you guys, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She's like, I can't even believe I was seeing Taylor Swift's engaged, and I couldn't say anything because I'm in the middle of a fucking meeting.
It's so funny.
I can't imagine. Prayers or shouts and prayers to the corporate Swifties
Yes.
who had to lock it up.
Had to be professional.
Yeah, had to be professional because that would be difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I was screaming top of my, like not even screaming, like yelling. Taylor Swift's engaged!
No, I was
throughout this entire
screeching,
office,
yeah.
running around.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Okay, this was actually the first person to call us when it happened.
Oh my God. I just saw the post from Taylor. Oh my God. You guys are the first people that I wanted to talk to about this, obviously. The engagement ring, it dropped dead gorgeous.
Yep.
I was stunned. Everything about all of it. The So High School being the song in the background. Oh my God.
Sick.
I'm so happy for her. This is insane. I can't wait to hear all of your guys' thoughts about this on the podcast.
Very cute. I just appreciate she said
love
like you guys
that.
were the first people that I wanted to call, which was so
love
nice.
That love. Did you see Jake Shane and who's his friend? I think she is his co-host
Brett.
sometimes.
Brett.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Him. He
They, like, popping
called her-
champagne.
Yeah, he like called her from upstairs, I guess, and she had her phone and he was like, "Don't look at your phone." And she was like, "What?" And then he was like, "Check your phone, Taylor's engaged." And she like throws her phone, she like, sees it and throws it as if it's on fire.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Look at the song. Look at the song." And I was like, this is just it's so funny.
Yeah, they
Shout out to them.
They also had a really funny video of them like
with
he's like popping champagne and they're singing. It was really cute.
And the blink of
Yeah,
a twinkle. And he's got the
twinkling
bottle
eye.
going.
Yeah.
My God. They're great.
Very cute. Okay.
Hi, Kelly and Gia. This is Jenna from South Florida.
Hey,
Huge
Jenna.
fan of the
Hey,
pod.
Jenna.
I just got finished watching your emergency pod about their engagement. I am so excited, along with you guys, screaming at the top of my lungs.
Yay.
But something that you said during the episode got me thinking about when this might have happened. I feel like what if they made it official in the month of August, considering we know he shot his shot in July, and then we saw her at the game in September. Mm-hmm. Their anniversary has to be somewhere in August. Mm-hmm. So what if he proposed to her on their 2-year anniversary? Let me know your thoughts. Bye.
So I was
Great eyes, though.
very great.
eyes.
But so
And great
Ed
thoughts.
said that he wanted to do it on the 2-year anniversary of their first date.
Yes. And again, we love Ed. we're not sure if he knows if
Right.
that's literally the date.
Right.
But that, I guess, would be somewhere.
But
like
I
on
think
Labor
that
Day
this
weekend.
person's right on the nose.
Yes.
Jenna's right on the nose,
Yep.
saying that it definitely was around their 2-year anniversary, no doubt.
Without
which is very
question.
romantic.
I mean,
and cute.
if we're talking about like what date was the podcast recorded, it came out on August 13th. It was probably recorded the 10th or the 11th.
Yeah.
And so of August. So
Yeah.
possibly one of those days.
Yeah.
And because the promos were coming out on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
so obviously it had to be recorded before then. Whether it was recorded that morning or the day before, that weekend before, who knows? But
Yeah.
my best guesses would be somewhere either 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, this is funny.
OMG! Taylor and Travis are engaged. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh, you guys. The
love these
photos are beautiful. Okay, can I just say, like, whoever that photographer was, like,
Yeah.
hats off, because
Crushed
those
it.
pictures
Absolutely.
are beautiful. I love the kind of, like, scattered edge where it's like foggy almost, kind of blurry around the edge on that first photo. It just makes it seem so, like, down to earth and, like, folky and exactly what Taylor would
Folky
want.
for sure.
Okay, but now, the big question is, one, when do you think the wedding will be? Obviously after the football season, spring, summer, maybe. But my bigger question is what do you think their first dance song will be?
Oh my
You know,
God.
with Taylor being such a music buff and everything, I would just be so curious of what she would pick for her first dance with her new husband, which is such a special moment. And then, of course, like the rest of the DJ list. Do you think she would have like people's input? Do you think she would curate something? Do you think that she would just let the DJ decide? Okay, thoughts. Love you, ladies. Solo Swifty Brenda out.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda. That's amazing. A lot of great
Yeah,
questions.
I think that they give live band vibes, not DJ vibes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Especially Travis.
Yes.
Also, they can afford both.
True.
So they might
live
as well
band during the reception and DJ during the after party.
DJ during the after party, DJ during dinner, during whatever at all those times.
Their first dance song is Blank Space.
Like in my head, I'm like,
Their first
it's
dance
gonna
song is
be-
So High School.
It's gonna be So High School, or it's gonna be TNT Dynamite, because I'm TNT Dynamite.
And
You
Travis is
know.
like,
I know that if whether we see that or not, I'm sure we won't see like footage from the wedding. And so
No.
that would be so crazy.
Yeah, no.
Like it'd be amazing. I guarantee Taylor and Travis will sing TNT Dynamite.
Oh,
at
I
their
would
wedding.
love that.
She put the dynamite in
Yeah,
her post. Like,
yeah.
that is definitely a song for them.
Yeah.
Like a fun.
and I
silly
can see
song.
Travis on the mic just fucking
Yeah,
ripping
'cause
that.
I'm
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's how they sing. You know?
Yeah.
And I would love if they kind of they're cheesy in the way where like maybe they do a sweet slow dance song. Maybe it's like a Beatles song.
Yeah, that's
or
what I was thinking
a Paul
too.
McCartney. But
Beatles,
then maybe like
something old.
transitions into something silly.
and then
you
they-
know?
yeah, like it
And then they
cuts.
pop off and they're doing like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
just
yeah.
like they're silly. I feel like they could be silly like that. But yeah, I would my thoughts would be something old.
Me too.
Not anything
No,
recent.
not anything recent.
I would say a Beatles, a Paul McCartney, even like a Joni Mitchell. She's a little sad, but trying to think of like an older,
for sure. Just like something
the
like
Eagles.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
anything,
yeah.
You know,
something more like indie rock
Yeah.
from like those past times.
Yep.
I can't see her
80s or
doing
90s.
Yeah,
Yeah, big
something maybe something like a little like deep cut of something that like people don't really know.
Totally.
You know, which
I'm
sure they have like a song
I'm
that
sure they have a special song. All couples
Yeah.
have a myriad of special
For sure.
songs, and I think that I am curious about that though.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
so
It's a really
curious.
good question.
What else? There was another question in there that was really good.
The DJ set list.
The set
when
list?
do we think that the wedding's gonna happen?
Oh God. Okay, so here, obviously no.
We
not
were talking about
this
this with Francesca yesterday. It was funny
Yeah.
because she was like, I was already looking at the calendar and I was already
Yeah.
picking out specific dates that I think would work. 8/7, and then she said like 8/7 is a Saturday, and like August 13th is a Saturday, like July 13th is a Saturday.
I think it was
or was it June 13th?
June. It's June 13th. June 13th is a Friday.
Okay.
And then July or no.
8/7 is a Saturday.
8/7. Oh no, I'm looking in 2025.
Oh, 2026. Yeah, we got to go
2026.
2026.
June 13th is a Saturday.
There we go.
And then August 7th is a Friday.
There you go.
And then also
People don't really get married on Fridays though.
they do sometimes. Rhea and Marty got married on Friday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, slay.
It depends on the
Venue,
the
yeah,
venue,
yeah.
the location and stuff. I've been to a couple Friday weddings. I actually love a Friday wedding because then you got like
The whole weekend to
weekend or whatever.
decompress for sure.
Especially if it's local.
Yeah,
like if I'm
true.
traveling to a Friday wedding, that's tough taking
Yeah,
off
yeah.
work. But like Rhea Marty's was just in New York, so
Yeah,
you're
true.
all here. But yeah, so those were the 2 dates that she had seen. I would guess, depending on how big this wedding is, that I think has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Because if it's a really small wedding, it's kind of like get married wherever.
Yeah.
And whenever, who cares? But if she's gonna do it up and do a big ass fucking wedding, which I kind of feel in my bones like she might.
I know, I feel
and
like
I hope
that
she
too.
does. Like,
Yeah.
just for her. I feel like that's the kind of, I feel like, someone like
she gives
Taylor
me like
would
big
want
ball
that.
gown, big
Yes.
wedding, like extravaganza,
Yes.
like
a huge like
romantic,
princess bride
yeah,
shit.
romantic,
Like,
yeah,
definitely. So that could happen on any of those dates. Maybe it's they do have a big year coming up. Like not only is it Travis's thing, we've got Taylor's album coming out, and I'm sure they'll get a wedding planner. They'll do all those things. Who knows? And they're all so rich, everything can happen. They could have a big ass wedding tomorrow if they wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. But I think that ultimately, all I pray for is a Vogue spread of her dress and their outfits. That's all I ask for. I don't need to know anything else.
That was one of the questions we got.
They look,
do we think she's gonna get a Vogue spread? And
I pray.
As we've been saying, everything that we think is going to happen, we've been wrong about.
Yep.
So my brain instantly tells me that she wouldn't do a Vogue spread because it's like a little too like exposure maybe.
Yeah.
But now, since my brain's going that way, now my heart's saying that she is going to do a Vogue spread.
I think,
and I would
why
love it.
not?
Why not?
Why not do a Vogue? I mean, that is like, and again, I'm projecting my own shit onto Taylor, but it's like, every little girl like wants a Vogue spread of their fucking wedding dress. Like that's Carrie Bradshaw. That's
it's the epitome of
and you're
cool.
born in the 90s. Like that is the fucking thing you want. Like I would die for that. It just is so cool. And maybe she doesn't care about that shit, but
they always do such a really tasteful job of covering the weddings and stuff, and the pictures are always so beautiful. And so I would die for that. I don't know if it's like
great.
too intimate, but I feel like if anyone can do it, it's Vogue.
I would like Taylor to do a spread. Literally, I just watched Sex and the City 1, the movie. I would love her to do a spread exactly like Carrie Bradshaw, where she tries on a bunch of different dresses that like aren't her dress.
Yeah, I love
it's just
that.
like Taylor Swift in a bunch of wedding dresses.
Yeah.
Like, I'd fucking die for that. It'd be so cool.
So cool.
So cool.
Okay, I feel like this is a unique yet common thing that I've been seeing.
Okay.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I cannot believe that Taylor Swift is engaged. And you know what? It's also, like, I cannot believe I am engaged. I just got engaged last week, and now Taylor is engaged. I am going to be in my bridal era at the same exact time in our lifetime as Taylor Swift.
So
What
exciting.
a fucking pleasure and joy. Oh my God, I cannot believe that this is happening. I am so excited. And you know what? I am choosing to believe, until we get further confirmation, I am choosing to believe that we got engaged on the same exact day, August 16th, 2025.
Fuck yeah.
Holy shit. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see every single thing that she does and wears. And oh my God. Oh my God. It's going to be the absolute best year or two of both our lives. What a fucking time to be alive that I am in my bridal era at the same exact time as Taylor motherfucking Allison Swift.
Yes.
That's all I have to say. I love you guys so much.
We love you.
Oh, we love you.
Wow.
Oh my.
What a day. What a time.
What a time.
Bye.
Great
Holy
message.
Shit. First of all, congratulations.
Yeah.
And you're right. I've been seeing a lot of people being like, I just got engaged.
No, it's crazy. I feel like it's such a full circle moment because I feel like we always talk about how like special it is to go through a breakup at the same time as Taylor, because like with the albums and everything.
Yeah.
So like what a full circle moment that now all these girls who got engaged, they get to be engaged at the same time as Taylor. So it's so lovely, and I can't.
With a new album on the horizon too. Oh my God.
You
how
bitches
exciting.
are lucky as fuck.
Lucky bitches.
Yeah.
Oh, but this one's for you, y'all.
Yes,
Like,
seriously.
How fun, and it's true, like just it's just so exciting.
It's so
It's just so
exciting.
exciting to be like, and again, it's just more evidence of like Taylor's just a girl, like she's just a girl just like us. She's excited, she's getting engaged. Everybody's excited, they're getting engaged. Love is in the air.
Yeah.
Everyone's, it's just
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It
All
really
right,
is.
let's-
Congrats to everyone that got engaged.
Yes,
recently.
congrats.
I saw a lot of DMs being like, "Oh my God, I got engaged
I
this
feel like
last
my
weekend
whole
or 2
fucking
weekends."
my whole Instagram is like people from my high school getting engaged.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, oh my
it's a good
God.
time for it. This
Yeah.
time of year, I think.
End
A lot
of
people get engaged.
summer.
Yeah, end of
Yeah.
summer. A lot of people get engaged around this time.
All right, let's let's jump into some DMs.
Woo!
Hey, Kelly and Gia. I'm just sending a quick text because I'm at work, but I was listening to You're on Your Own, Kid, and was thinking about how if that song didn't exist or didn't have the line about friendship bracelets, do you think Taylor and Travis would have met the same way with him talking about making her a friendship bracelet on New Heights? I don't know, but I did get a little emotional listening to that song yesterday after the engagement announcement.
I'm emotional thinking about it.
I know, seriously. Love the pod. Keep up the great work. From Kelly.
Oh my God. Surprise, that was me. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Thank you, Kelly. Love a fellow Kelly.
Yes.
I'm honestly emotional thinking about it after you described it that way.
It's crazy that she wrote that line. Little did she know that that line was going to bring her the love of her life.
And also just like the idea of the song "You're on Your Own, Kid."
Yeah.
Like, not anymore.
Not anymore.
And your last.
And and because of that song, almost because
Right.
is now she's not You're on Your Own, which is so cute and it's just so sweet and
Man, it almost is the only way to move forward is to look back.
totally.
What's that? What is that? That's a Taylor line. I can't think of. I was trying to remember it the other day, and it's jumbled up with other lines.
It's like
where
something along the lines of like the
only way to move forward. Sometimes the only way to move forward is only way to. Yeah,
I'm looking
I
at
feel
the
like it might be a
lyrics.
TTPD song.
It can only be the only way you move forward.
Yeah.
It's like
the manuscript.
yes.
It's the manuscript. Thank you for that.
Looking back can be the only way you look forward. Something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm looking up the lyrics.
At last, the only
You
one
knew
thing
what
I
the
knew
you had been for. And you passing.
I'm trying. It's definitely at the end.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, she just said, and synchronicity with the score not last year knew what the agony had been for.
Mhm.
But when did she say sometimes looking? Oh, yeah, here we go.
Manuscript.
Looking backwards might be the only way to move forward.
Oh my
and
God.
the actors were. My sister was
Hitting
saying
their
that she was listening to the
marks on
manuscript
church
and
bell. That's another one at the moment. It's like
so
I
sad.
tears.
But
I can't.
she's added had a good point. She said the manuscript should be the last song on Summer I Turn Pretty.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, that would be,
I will. I think I might melt through the floor.
No, I
if
think
that's
I would
the
need
last
911
song.
ambulance.
Holy
But my heart wants to tell me that they would have found each other despite if that song had been written.
sure.
Because they had a lot of mutual friends that they didn't know about.
Yes.
But like, I definitely think that it was the catalyst. I don't know if it would have happened without
Well,
it.
It's like that line of here.
But like maybe he would have gone to the Air Store anyways.
I think two things can be true.
Yeah.
I think that obviously that line of make the friendship bracelets, take the moment and taste it. Like, yeah, Travis definitely listened to Midnights before going to the Eras tour because it was her latest album before the tour. And
Yeah.
I'm sure, whatever, that's all fine. But the friendship bracelet aspect of it was so much bigger than just that song. Like, obviously that, you know, or I don't know. Would we say that inspired like the Taylor Swift friendship bracelet thing?
Yes.
That was like the one thing.
Yes,
right?
100% yes.
So then, yeah, I guess you can. Like,
Yeah.
that line turned the friendship bracelet, you know, part of the Eras tour into its bigger thing. Whether Travis knew that or not, he definitely knew that there were friendship bracelets at the Eras tour. Did he know it was from that line in that song?
Yeah.
Who knows? But that's just an invisible string.
Yeah,
you know, like,
exactly.
There's so many of them,
and it's it's a beautiful thing to think about, and like how such a simple moment can lead you into such a unexpected thing, and it's really cool.
You never know, and that's, you know, we talked about it before, the journey for everybody and whatever. It's like you never know what moment in time is going to shape the rest of your life. You never know.
Yeah.
And Taylor's probably sitting in her room or wherever writing a sweet line about her fans making friendship bracelets, and now all of a sudden she's fucking engaged to the man of her dreams. Like, it's crazy how that shit works.
Yeah,
you know?
it's really, really cool.
Oh, man.
Okay. I feel like something that isn't being talked about enough is how the PR of all of this has been managed flawlessly. The way that the buzz around Taylor and Travis as a couple built up to the podcast, and since they've been, I think, more open about details of their relationship. I'd love to hear y'all talk some about what it means for them and their teams to work together on kind of building this TNT brand that they're building together. Or do you think they're keeping their businesses separate? Well, I think it was so funny because it was like the sexual tension between Taylor Nation and the New Heights.
Yes.
the
And
New
the New
Heights
Heights
social
social
page.
people.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so funny.
Hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, I think we said this before, but Taylor going on his show just cements the fact that she wants to be involved in his side of things, and he wants to be involved in her side of things, and him coming on stage at the Eras tour, like,
Yes.
they definitely, I wouldn't say their businesses per se,
No.
but like the business of like their life. If that makes sense.
I think that it's that when Travis, does things like going on stage with Taylor, or talking about her album or whatever, he's being like a supportive boyfriend and doing fun things. I think Taylor is doing the exact same thing with Travis, where it's like, yeah, this will benefit your podcast. That'll be cool. But really, I just want to go on and talk, and I think it'll be fun, and I feel safe here, whatever. I think both those things are true. I think it also can be true that Taylor and Travis themselves can build a brand if they so choose as a couple. And I also and agreed with this person that it's been handled flawlessly, like the conversations. Question, do we think that now Taylor's management is Travis's management? Or do you think that they have some sort of, maybe for like business stuff?
Yeah.
It's Travis still has his people, but where Taylor is concerned and their relationship is concerned, if they are to certainly turn that into something along the way.
I feel like
it'd be Taylor-based.
I feel like probably, you might as well, like I don't know with the whole Pia of it all, but I feel like she has,
like, where's that girl?
She has that very trusted PR group, tree everything. So like, I might as well bring that over to my boyfriend side of things when it comes to my relationship with him.
Totally.
But I definitely think he definitely has his own team and everything.
For sure, especially with like NFL stuff. Like that's not like, Taylor's team's forte.
But I think it also says a lot about, how Travis carries himself and the brands that he aligns himself with, and Jason of it all, and how they run New Heights, because Taylor's attaching herself to a podcast brand, and that requires that podcast brand to have like a good reputation and good people that go along with it. And I think that says a lot that she's like willing to announce her fucking album on their show.
Of course. And it's she clearly trusts these people, and she clearly trusts whoever's at the helm is worth working with.
Yeah.
So, but they're all doing a great job. Whoever's involved, great job.
Yeah. This person had a really good idea for us. They said, "Hi, Kelly and G. I live in NYC and would love to go to a release party with other Swifties the weekend that The Life of a Showgirl comes out. I went to one for TTPD and it was great, but I haven't heard of anything yet for Showgirl. Have you guys thought about hosting an event at a bar that Friday or Saturday night? Love the podcast and I look forward to your episodes every week, Sophie."
Wouldn't that be so
great
fun?
You know what could kind of be fun?
What?
Like a PJ party at midnight.
No, I would love that. And by the way, that would have to be what it is, because that Saturday, October 3rd is my grandpa's birthday, his 90th birthday, and we're going to dinner Saturday night.
Oh, well, there you go. So we have to do midnight Thursday.
Have to do midnight on Thursday.
Yeah. Or Friday, should I say?
No, I think it'd be midnight. It'd be midnight Thursday,
which is technically Friday morning.
Technically Friday morning.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it'd be like
a midnight premiere.
Yeah, like everybody
PJ
show up
party.
at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And at midnight we go nuts, listen to the whole thing.
That could be fun. It's like a short enough. It's not TTBD where we'll be fucking out till 4 a.m.
Right. It's only 12 songs.
Yeah.
So listen. Hello, Pink Whitney.
No, seriously. What if we just call Pink Whitney up?
What if we just call Pink Whitney up? I love that idea.
Let's run through some rapid fire questions before we end it off.
Fabulous.
Someone said, "Do you think the Kelce girls will be the Flower Girls?"
Yes. Without fucking question.
No doubt.
Did you see that meme I sent you it was just like somebody walking down that like Jennifer Hudson like
yeah.
Like, you know how when
the joy wall,
the tunnel,
the tunnel,
where the joy tunnel where they're all singing, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like some guy, I don't know who, walking down the tunnel like dancing or whatever, and it said like what are the names? Wyatt and
Ellie.
Wyatt and Ellie walking into preschool, and it was like them. wait. I guess it's Wyatt and Ellie walking into preschool today, and it's like everybody just like cheering and then being like, fucking hilarious.
No, seriously.
There was another quote. I forget if maybe you read it before, because I think it was in that People article that was like that Taylor has gone out of her way to not only show that she like loves Travis and the family or whatever, but she like loves
kids
Jason's
too.
kids, Jason and Kylie's kids.
And you could tell in the podcast too, the way she talked about them was very sweet.
She brought them up like the most, like, more than Jason did. You know what I mean? Which was really sweet.
Someone said, "Who do you think the dress designer would be?" I say Vivienne Westwood.
I say Vivienne Westwood as well.
I say Vivienne Westwood as well. Just because she loves
designer.
Vivienne so much. They make such cool, classy. I feel like that's been kind of her vibe lately. Like elegant, classy, structured. But if not, I could see her going like some random ass route, like someone we've never heard of before.
Like a local designer, like a friend. Like who knows? But no, I have a strong, I would place my bets on Vivienne Westwood because yes, she loves that brand. She loves working with Vivienne Westwood, and I do think that is very reflective of her style. She's worn the most Vivienne Westwood I've ever seen her wear has been during this relationship with Travis. It almost feels synonymous with this time in her life. And so that
Very
is
good
another
point.
thing. And Vivienne Westwood's an A1 wedding dress designer, and hate to keep bringing up Carrie Bradshaw, but that is the dress. That's the dress. Is Vivienne Westwood. She tries it on. It's the dress. It brings a tear. Samantha's crying at the dress.
Yeah.
And then Vivienne Westwood sends it to Carrie's house and said, "I saw the picture of you in this dress, and it's yours."
Wow.
And so,
Yeah.
just saying.
That would be a dream.
It's all
I
very
fucking love
fitting.
Vivienne Westwood.
Yeah.
Except I will say after she died, their stuff kind of went downhill.
Yeah, but the ghost is still there.
Of course.
I think the wedding stuff is
Yes,
still good.
yes.
Yeah,
Her dress line is still fabulous.
Yeah. But I
The
agree.
ready to
I
wear
agree.
stuff is interesting.
Yes. It's unusual.
Yeah.
My Nana would say that.
Someone said, what do you think would be Taylor's bachelorette theme?
I love that question. I hope it's like trashy as fuck. Like I hope it's like dicks,
Hookers,
yeah, like dick straws.
Yeah,
like,
what's like the trashy like frat? Like we used to do this frat thing that's like tennis hoes and finance bros.
like CEOs and corporate hoes.
Yeah.
Or like, or maybe she does like, oh my God, like one of my favorite movies of all time is The Wedding Date with Deborah Messing and Dermot Mulroney. Oh my fucking God. You guys, and Amy Adams is in that movie too, actually. Such a good movie if you've never seen it. But Amy Adams' character is marrying a British guy, and so they're in London and they have a bachelorette party, but it's like a golf theme. So they're all wearing like sweaters and plaid and like high knee socks, and every bar they go to is a different hole. So they go up and they're like, oh, I'll have like a 10th hole, and it's like a funny kind of shot.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what that's called, but that like I could foresee that for her.
That's fun. Yeah,
They
she
have-
should do something like just so cliche.
Yes, like
Yeah.
so funny. Like I want her in like a trashy Amazon veil. Like I want the dick
Yeah.
straws. I want like
male stripper.
Yeah, male stripper. I want
Imagine being the
one
male
penis
stripper.
forever sign.
Yeah.
Like I want like as trashy as possible. I just think that'd be so funny.
Yeah, I
Like,
love that.
I want Cara Delevingne to plan it. That's how we know. That
Good.
it'll be good.
Yeah.
Cara Delevingne can plan the bachelorette party.
I love that.
and she'll make it pop off.
Yeah. And Kelsey too.
And
I feel like
Kylie, too.
Kylie
Yeah,
will make
Kylie,
it
Kelsey
fucking
would.
awesome.
What if it's on like the Jersey Shore?
No, that would be
Like
insane.
on a boat off of like Stone Harbor?
Yeah, like who do you think
Die.
if she has like a wedding party? Like, do you think she'll have like bachelor or a maid of
Bridesmaids?
honor and bridesmaids?
Great question. I feel like maybe no, because
It just
they
gets
both
too
have
messy.
too many friends,
Yeah,
and too many close.
I could see
people in
them
their
doing
life.
like maid of honor, best man.
right, because it's like Jason.
Yeah,
for
Travis, and then
Taylor Abigail.
Abigail.
'Cause
Yeah,
wasn't she Abigail's maid of
she
honor?
she was a bridesmaid,
She was
not
a
maid of honor.
bridesmaid. Who would be Taylor's
Yeah.
maid of honor? I would assume Abigail. It could-
Ashley?
It could be Ashley.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. It could be Selena.
Selena, maybe.
We'll have to see who's.
Yeah,
You never know. And the maid
and
of
I can also
honor-
see them doing maybe no wedding party at all.
True. Maid of honor role is a difficult one.
Yeah.
Because you are kind of like the second wedding planner. Like,
Yeah.
you plan a lot of shit, and it's a big burden, and actually burden is not the right word. It's
just
obviously
busy.
an
It's
honor
busy,
to be a maid of
busy.
honor, and it's sweet
Yes.
that your friends consider you. But it's very busy. It's
Yeah,
a lot
busy,
of work.
busy.
And so, and it depends. Like, are
That's
they
pressure. I'm the maid of
It's a
honor of
lot
Taylor
of
Swift's
pressure.
wedding. Fuck.
Yeah. It's like you gotta.
You get
know.
the wrong color Cornelia or Cornelia. Those nice flowers.
Carnations?
Yeah, the wrong color carnations.
If you
the wrong willow
you
tree.
think those carnations are roses, then
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. You're getting booted.
Yep.
Someone said, where do you think they'll get married? Nashville, Italy, Montana?
Great
I don't
question.
know. I
kinda
feel like
local. I
I
like
feel
in America.
local. I feel like America. Yeah. I feel like either Philly area or like Kansas City area.
Maybe
Low
Kansas
key.
City, possibly Nashville. That could be, if just because that's important to Taylor, and they got engaged in like Travis country, so maybe they get married in Taylor country. Like, who knows? But
Yeah.
I'd be. We were talking. One of our interns, Bridget, thinks maybe Watch Hill, maybe a
Ooh,
Rhode
yeah,
Island
yeah, yeah.
wedding. Could be, I feel like the possibilities are truly endless in the States. I do think it'll be in the States, though. I
Yeah.
can't imagine, unless it's like, Sweden. She certainly seems to feel connected to Sweden because of making the album while she was there. She's with Travis at that time.
And they also went to Italy together, and
Right,
they like had a
all that
beautiful time
Lake
there.
Como
Yeah,
stuff. That could be
that would be awesome.
something
Lake Como wedding.
gorgeous, obviously. But something in my soul tells me that they're so Americana that I just feel like it would be
Yeah.
American brands.
I agree with that. And they
American-
also, I have a feeling maybe if they do such a big wedding, like it's also really hard to get people out. And like they have,
sure.
Travis has such a big family, so does she. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's,
I mean, they just all go on the jet.
yeah.
But did you see the meme I sent? Someone on Twitter was like, Taylor Swift walking down the aisle.
Oh my God,
like-
it's the fucking airplane.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's 2 aisles of people, and then there's an airplane going down the aisle. People will never
They'll
stop.
never
They'll
let her live
never
that down.
stop. But I'm laughing. I'm
Yeah, it
laughing
was
at
very
those
funny.
jokes.
But
It's
yeah.
just so absurd. It's so absurd.
Thank you to everyone who called in and sent
Massive
messages
thanks.
and everything.
Massive thanks. Yeah, you guys are the real MVPs. Gia's the real MVP, editing all this so fast. How about round of applause for Gia for getting that emergency pod episode out in like 15 minutes. No, nobody had a faster turnaround than that. Shout out. Everybody in here was raving about how fast it went out. So proud of Gia for that.
Yay.
Thank you guys as always for calling in, sending messages, being active with us in comments and calls and just wherever else.
It's been so fun to
What a good week.
celebrate this with you guys.
Yeah.
And people may think it's silly, but it's something that brings us together. And Kelly and I met a fan at the bar yesterday, and we were saying it's just a great moment for the girls, for the girlhood, because
It really is.
You know, we're seeing girls on the street wearing Taylor Swift shirts, and we're like, great day, and they're like, yeah.
How many girls did we see yesterday? We
Like
were like,
3?
great shirt. And we're like, big day.
Yeah.
I swear.
Like
it was
3 girls wearing Eras Tour shirts.
It was
and
like Barbie movie.
Yeah, and the girl in the bar. And yeah, it's just been such a great moment for the girls, the girlhood of it all. And it's been so fun to celebrate with you guys. And we're just so excited.
Yay! And congratulations to Taylor and Travis
Yes.
one more time.
Congrats to the beautiful
so
couple.
Excited. Of course, if more information somehow comes out of the weekend, we'll talk about everything as always as we hear about it.
Of course.
But what a week. Thank you guys so much. And make sure to stay tuned for the end of the episode for our Summer I Turned Pretty recap.
Yep.
Episode 8.
From one engagement to one destroy of a wedding.
To a divorce.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. We love you so much, and we will see you next week.
Love you guys.
All right. We are here. This is our Summer I Turned Pretty recap segment, episode 8. What an episode. I feel like every episode we say that. But
I know.
From this point forward, these episodes are, it's like, like every single thing that happens is a dagger to the soul, a dagger to the heart, a shock, awe. You know, I gasped. I don't even know how many times I gasped this episode.
Yeah.
And I think this one was one that people were really waiting for. It's the wedding day.
Yeah, completely agree. It's, pretty much the catalyst moment of the book. Also very interesting. It's pretty much the end of the book was this episode.
Really?
Yeah. So there's an epilogue. The epilogue is about 3 pages.
Oh.
2 pages.
Interesting.
So from now on out,
it's uncharted
it's kind of,
territory.
yeah, exactly. We know, little details because the epilogue is basically like, can I just say it doesn't ruin anything.
Honestly, at this point, I feel like I feel like I know.
So the book ends and basically it's like, oh, this happened and then this happened and then now I'm happy and blah blah blah. I'm trying not to say spoilers.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
like this, and now the
It's
book's
almost
over.
like they
it
just,
doesn't
like,
give
wrapped it
any
up
details.
quick.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It wraps
okay.
up so fast.
Right.
It doesn't give you any details about her well, she's technically in Spain in the book.
Yeah.
But doesn't give you any details about her time in Spain. She's
That's
like
funny. Spain instead of Paris.
Yeah.
Like, why that switch, I wonder.
yeah, I don't
Paris
know, maybe
is more
because Paris
romantic.
is more romantic.
That's funny.
And so very interesting because we still have 3 more episodes. So
Right.
it's kind of
That's right,
up
September
to Jenny
17th.
Han at this point.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 3
Yep.
more episodes.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So, and that actually was going to be my first question to you was how book accurate is this episode?
Extremely.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Okay, love that.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. We open up the episode with us playing.
Yes. Such a
Good
great
music.
song.
Such a great song.
Yeah.
And great
The music in this
throughout.
episode was great.
Really good,
Yeah.
especially towards the end. I cried my fucking eyes out at the end.
Yeah.
So,
Belly's in bed.
Belly's in bed. It's the morning after the big confession by Comrade on the
Yep.
beach. Belly's in bed. She's reading texts. Taylor's out for a run. She thinks she's got the house to herself.
Yeah, she is listening to a voicemail from Jeremiah saying that he's out on the boat and he'll see her later. He's so excited to get married, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she thinks she's in the house by herself. She goes downstairs and she immediately runs into Conrad.
Obviously, he's like ever present. Conrad.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that
No matter what, she can't escape
he's always
him.
going to be there.
Yeah.
That voicemail from Jeremiah, I was like, I thought it was good of him to leave the voicemail. Like now I'm starting to get, I'm not Team Jeremiah.
Yeah,
at
I
all
know what you
anymore,
mean.
But I am starting to have those feelings of like, damn, he really is in the fucking dark at this point in the episode. I'm like, he really just has no fucking idea what's going on. He has no idea how foolish he made himself look last night. And to leave her a quick voicemail of like, hey, Belle, sorry I didn't catch our beach meeting. Like, my punishment's that I'm hungover on a boat with the boys. See you later. It's like, yeah, I think in the real world that would maybe fly. If you're like really in love and getting married, like you don't get hung up on stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like what he didn't even like come in the morning and wake her up before he
Yeah,
left.
it's just
or,
weird.
I don't know.
Like you get blacked out drunk and then we don't meet up on the beach.
I think it required a little more than a voicemail.
I agree.
Yeah.
So Belly and Conrad run into each other in the kitchen. Conrad kind of hits her with the like, hey, like let's just kind of forget about everything that happened. This immediately pisses Belly off.
Yep.
She's like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, she's like, I want you to leave. Like, I don't want to see you right now. Like, stop. He kind of pivots because he realizes that he just needs to be honest.
Yep.
And he's like, all right, like, what do you want me to say? Like, do you want me to say that you broke my fucking heart and like you shut me down?
This
and
was
like
emotional. I had chills during this part.
Yeah, it was so emotional.
Apologies from Conrad.
Yeah. He just was like, you shut me down, you broke my heart. Like, and Belly kind of hits him with like, we dated for 6 months in high school. Like, I didn't think you like felt this way, blah, blah. And like, it's been years. And he was like, well, it hasn't been years since Christmas.
Yeah.
And she kind of was like, oh.
I wrote all caps, clock her shit, Conrad.
Yeah.
Because that was a good point. Like, Belly's thoughts, feelings during these moments, like Christmas, and then Conrad also brings up the cut on his leg, and then Michael's, going to Michael's for the cute stuff, and like having those sweet days together. And I think that obviously in her quest to push down her emotions and feelings towards Conrad, she's not acknowledging the fact that like, yes, these moments were so palpable between them that of course Conrad could sense it.
Yeah.
It's not just Belly sitting there being like, oh my God, when she's cleaning his cut or whatever, you know what I mean? Like she's not delusional in those feelings. And I think that she is so twisted up in her own brain that she is like allowing herself or instructing herself to believe that these are delusions, and there's not a chance in the world that Conrad actually does feel the same way she does.
And I think that's why
this is the big reveal.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's why she reacts so angrily as well. Like because she's just like, one, you're doing it the day before my wedding.
Right.
Two, he's like, bring up all these moments. Yeah, all these moments that you had to bring it up. Right. And so like I think
which is super fair by Belly to be upset by that.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, what the fuck, you know? And you know the sentiment still stands. Like, yeah, we get it. Conrad's still in love with Belly, but he just had a lot of opportunity, specifically this summer.
Yeah.
I understand if he feels this inherent need to stay away from Belly and Jeremiah the whole time, and 4 years, whatever the fuck, but they've been there for 2 months, and he hasn't said shit. So it's tough.
Yeah. So Conrad is, bringing up like you said, the surfing incident, the Michaels, all this stuff, and she says that she felt nothing during those times.
Liar.
Liar. And Conrad's like, I'm not pretending for you anymore. Like I can't act like I don't love you. And she basically is like, as he like walks away, she's like, I've never felt like so many emotions. I only feel this way when I'm with Conrad. Like I feel like angry, I feel love, I feel all these things. And
he called her heartless.
Yeah.
Because she called him heartless first.
Yeah.
And then he was like, actually, I think it's you. I think you're the heartless one. And in that moment, he sold me on that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that they are both equally to blame, but I do think that Belly is almost refusing to, again, in her own self-protection, she's refusing to see how she's like dismissing his feelings and in the same way that she felt he did to her.
And it's almost like the absurdity of it all, and we'll get to that later with Taylor, but like, he just expects Belly to be like, yep, okay, actually, I do I've loved you this whole time, let's bail on the wedding and run away together. Like, obviously, it's not gonna work like that, and I think Belly, her frustration shows in that sense as well. Like, he really just expects me to drop everything and run off with him.
Absolutely.
And then as he's kind of walking away, she's like, I don't think I'll ever be able to let him go. Like, I think a piece of me will always love Conrad, blah, blah. And he's like, he gets in the car and you can tell he's just kind of like, what the fuck just happened?
Right. Which is, and I think everything about that scene just perfectly encapsulates their miscommunication over the last 4 or 5 years. Like, if they had that conversation 3 years ago, even at Christmas, things would be different.
Yeah. So then she goes upstairs. She finds Junior Mint. the little polar bear that Conrad got for her. He's wearing
on the boardwalk, right?
Yeah, he's wearing the infinity necklace, and she basically says like, my whole life, like I thought it was Conrad, blah blah, and she basically says like she can't bet her whole life on Conrad.
Fair.
Which
also
is fair because I feel like he's putting her through the ringer. She's like, how can I bet my life on this guy that's wish-washy?
He's very hot and cold.
Yeah.
And that is something that makes Belly uncomfortable. I think that it is exciting to her in general, but I do think she's uncomfortable with that uncertainty. And I think that a little shortly after, and jump in if I am skipping something, but when Conrad runs into Taylor.
Yeah, that's what happens next.
Right. And so Taylor is like
on a run,
and she hasn't actually heard from Belly exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But of course, it doesn't matter. She's standing 10 toes down for her girl. She'll do whatever she needs. And the line she said to Conrad amidst their arguing, and she's kind of like, leave her alone, whatever. But she says, I don't think you're capable of being the person that she needs, and you know that. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
because I do think that that's kind of clocking his shit too.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't proven himself capable up until this point of being able to like
be like a steady,
like be her rock,
yeah,
which is what you're supposed to be when you're in a relationship, getting married, and you're that serious.
Yeah.
And not to say that he couldn't eventually get to that point, and maybe he's turned over as many leaves as he can, and he will be that moving forward. But nothing up until this point has shown that that is the case.
Yeah. And I also really love the line when she was like, you can't just like play with her feelings every time you remember she exists.
Yes.
And he hits her with like, I never forgot she existed.
I know.
Conrad.
Which is sad.
I'm so sorry. And he goes, and I don't think she did either.
Yep.
And
he's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
He's not
and,
wrong.
And
He's
you can
just
see
saying
it in
what everybody's
Taylor's
saying.
face too. Like when he goes, and I don't think she did either. And Taylor's like, fuck, like you're right.
This is the moment I think that Taylor's finally is like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I can't
like
just
these two obviously want to be together.
Yeah, like I can't just, obviously she's trying to back her friend, be supportive of her friend. But even when Belly and Jeremiah got engaged, Taylor was like, what the fuck at first? Like she did not think, sorry, I think I'm worried that I'm messing with the microphone. She did not think that that was an amazing idea. And I think that she's always known that Belly and Conrad had a different kind of relationship than anybody else would ever have.
Yeah.
And I'm sure part of her hesitancy when they got engaged was like, you have all this mess with his brother still, and these unresolved feelings, and
he cheated on you,
and he cheated on you, and like all this shit. And so, and that's another thing is when Taylor is talking to Conrad, I'm sure she's thinking about all those things.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay, Conrad was a dick to her when she was in high school, and they dated for a few months. If you want to talk in Belly terms,
yeah,
but he didn't, shatter her heart to a million fucking pieces and cheat on her in Cabo.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So then Taylor and Belly are together. They're talking about Taylor and Conrad's conversation with her and with Taylor and Conrad, and Taylor's kind of like, did I do the right thing? Like, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
And Belly reassures her, and she's like, yeah, you did. Like, yes, like that's what I wanted you to do. So then Laurel and John arrive for the rehearsal. Belly looks gorgeous. She's wearing a really cute white dress. I really love that dress.
I love that dress, little drop waist.
Yeah, so
obsessed.
cute.
Really flattering on her.
Yeah.
Lola's beautiful.
She is so gorgeous.
I feel like every episode she's like more beautiful than the last.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Conrad is at the rehearsal.
Yep.
She is not happy to see him there.
Absolutely pissed.
And
She told him to skip town. She's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, leave.
She's like, I don't want to see your face.
Yeah.
She still has not talked to Jared at this point, and she finally does see him at the rehearsal, but he's getting whisked away from Paige, the wedding director. And
can I say something about that? I hated that moment because I get what they're doing with that, where it's like, oh, we're so busy and whatever. And Jeremiah is just so fucking clueless. He can't see it all over Belly's face that she really needs to talk to him. And maybe that's why I'm so pissed off about it. But like, if you're the bride and the groom and the wedding planner is whisking you away somewhere and trying to rush you or whatever, you can be like, hey, hold on, I need to talk to my fucking wife.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Like, no one is stopping you from doing that.
Yeah.
This isn't brain surgery. You can sit for 5 minutes and talk to your fiance when she's clearly has the most pained expression on her face you've ever seen, and you didn't talk to her at all today or last night when you were too blacked out.
Yeah.
Like,
100%. Like, give me 5 minutes. I need to talk to my future wife.
Jeremiah could absolutely have done that, and he didn't, which is
so
frustrating.
they practice the wedding. Belly looks beautiful. Everyone's smiling. Conrad looks like he wants to kill himself.
Oh, yeah. I said that I think Jeremiah and I think later in the episode we do kind of see this. Jeremiah like feels Conrad's energy next to
Yeah,
him.
for
Like,
sure.
They're up there standing. People are fake walking down the aisle. Why didn't Belly's dad fake walk her down the aisle?
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird, right? But so they're standing up there, and Jeremiah kind of like looks. Conrad's sitting there looking like it's his funeral.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah's kind of like not even looking at Conrad, but kind of looking in his direction. And I'm not sure if that was like intentional acting or whatever. But in that moment, I was like,
You
oh,
can
he
feel
can
the tension.
Yeah, they can feel the tension. He can feel that like Conrad is something's brewing with
Yeah.
Conrad.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah's on the out.
So then it's the rehearsal dinner. They're at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Conrad actually compliments Kaylee on the table, which I thought was sweet.
I
Yeah.
agree. And I said it was actually a beautiful table.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really was.
She did a great job.
Yeah, she did.
And, we don't condone her actions, but that was very mature of Conrad.
Yes, it was.
So then Steven's flirting with Denise, and Taylor's like looking over at them sad. She's talking to Lucinda about it. She's like, oh, like I'm really sorry for being such a bitch to you last night. Lucinda's like, I love you. Like, you're my daughter. Like, I'm supposed to be the mom. You're supposed to be the daughter. Like,
I'm glad they made up quick.
Yeah, me
because
too.
that would have broke my heart. Because I think that while they do have a strange relationship, because Lucinda is, she's cuckoo, but
Yeah.
I think that they ultimately they have such a sweet mother-daughter bond. One that I've never really seen that kind of bond in real
Yeah.
life, and I think it's nice. But what was I gonna say? Oh wait, did we? Oh wait, sorry. Two things. My brain's moving too fast. One, love that Lucinda is like, yeah, I know my ex-boyfriend like robbed me blind and whatever. Like, I'm not gonna let that happen again. I swear.
Yeah.
And she's like, Taylor's like, wait, She's like, yeah, I figured it out. But,
Yeah.
like, you should have told me.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. It like took her. I mean, she should have known right away, but you
that just shows how fucking
don't wanna
out of it
assume.
she is.
Exactly.
Also,
And then
sorry.
When did because I have Laurel in here. When did Conrad and Laurel have that? Did Conrad and Laurel have that?
That was
no,
later.
Sorry. I have it written down because when Belly's parents show up to the club for the rehearsal, they go up to her. They're sweet, the meeting or whatever, and Belly's like, "Are you sure you don't want to talk me out of it one more time?"
Yeah.
And Laurel's like, "Nope, I'm all on board. You
Yeah.
know what's best for you." And just like big hugs, walk in, whatever. And I just thought that was really, really
Yeah.
sweet of Laurel. She's trusting Belly to
Just put on a
make
brave
her
face.
own choices, make her own mistakes, do whatever she's got to do, and it's just a really good mom moment.
Yeah.
Shout out Laurel.
Laurel is the bomb.
She's the best mom in the world. Like I fucking love Laurel.
Yeah.
Love her.
So we're still at the restaurant. I was so out of it this morning. Obviously, I wrote Denise found a new boo. No, she didn't. I don't know. Anyway, so Jeremiah's like, oh, I don't know why I wrote that.
Did she? Well,
Denise
she was
found
like,
a new boo.
She was like sitting in the corner.
Like she did not find a new boo at this moment.
No.
Yeah, so I don't know
I don't know
what
if
that.
she found a new boo like
At all, no.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
knows?
I must have been so out of it. Anyways, Jeremiah, him and Belly are like, oh, Jeremiah, Belly, I got you lobster rolls just like you
Yeah.
wanted. This guy,
Guess what I convinced Kaylee to serve?
literally,
And
this
it's
guy
like-
only cares about food.
I thought the exact same
He
thing.
only cares about food.
Only. Because in that moment, I actually thought like, oh, okay, that was thoughtful because
Yeah.
she was kind of. I feel like that was a good example of something that was like she didn't actually care about the lobster roll. She cared about the fact that it like turned into this big
Yes.
bougie bullshit,
Yeah.
and she wanted essentially like a backyard wedding
Yeah.
with hamburgers and hot dogs and fucking lobster rolls. But it was nice of Jeremiah to like make that happen.
Yeah,
for her,
yeah.
Even though I do think that he kind of is missing the point of
Yeah.
why she wanted that.
And I feel like he selfishly maybe almost did it for himself because he wants,
of course,
good food.
Yeah. It's like you know what I was keeping an eye out for on that table was that fucking glossy cake. I was like, someone's got to put that cake on that table. Like
The mirror glaze.
The mirror glaze.
Yeah.
I really was like expecting it to show up.
It's so funny. So then, they eat. Belly and Jeremiah get up to give a speech. Jeremiah like kind of took a shot at Laurel during the speech almost. Like when he
Yeah.
was like, I forget what he said exactly, but he was like, I tried to convince you to come on board, but like it took you a while, blah blah. And you could tell Belly's face was kind of like, oh, like what was the need to say that?
I think first of all, I said the speeches were meh because they were.
Yeah.
But in this moment, Jeremiah has never been more exactly like Adam.
Oh,
Even
so
with the slights,
oblivious and
the
slights.
slight to Laurel, and then later on the slights to Conrad.
100%. Yeah, he hits him with the slight of Conrad. He goes, Conrad, you're loyal as hell, which is like just rubbing it in his face.
Like all brothers, sometimes we love each other, and sometimes, and like looks around for like a laughter from the room
Yeah.
to embarrass Conrad. Like he's just so. he's so jealous of Conrad.
He's so jealous.
He's so jealous. He's so insecure around him to the point where like he has to be throwing shots during his rehearsal dinner at his brother.
Yeah.
It's just
so lame.
It's bad.
And then
Bad
he
vibes.
says to Belly, he's like, Belly, I loved you first as a friend, and then I loved, like, and then as something more. And it cuts to Conrad's face when he says, I loved you first as a friend. Because you could tell in Conrad's face, he's like, well, I literally loved her since day one. Like, I never loved her as a friend. I always loved her.
Exactly. It's also kind of like stealing his vibe. You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
Like Jeremiah is channeling Conrad to make Belly feel good. It's like, those aren't your words, Jeremiah. Like we've never heard you talk like that to her.
100%. And then the speech is good. And everyone's like, oh, nice speech, whatever. Adam comes up to Jeremiah and Belly. He says that was a beautiful speech. And he's like, I'm so happy that you took the job working for me, blah, blah, blah. Belly has no idea that he took this job.
Yep.
So it is
crazy. He didn't mention
crazy.
It. Crazy.
It's revealed to her in this moment. She's like, "Are you gonna work in Boston? Are you gonna live at Finch? You're taking online classes?"
Yep.
He doesn't have any. He just is basically making these excuses. I'll commute. I'll do this. Blah blah blah.
I'll commute from our place, and now that I'm making all this money, we can afford that apartment. And all of a sudden. And I do think in some like delusional alternate reality, he does think that he's like doing the right thing and providing for Belly.
Yes.
Like I think that is why he took that job, so they could get the apartment, so he can like make it all good for her.
But that's not the husband that Belly wants.
No,
yeah, like
it's not what she wants.
Yeah, she doesn't want someone that's going to prioritize work over her life. And she literally did not go to Paris so they could spend that semester together.
Exactly.
And now he's going to be back and forth from Finch to Boston. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Stupid as fuck.
So, you know,
So
they're
dumb.
kind of bickering over that, and Belly looks over at Conrad. Conrad's noticing them bickering, and then she immediately is like, oh, you know what? Everything's going to be fine. We'll figure it out. I love you so much. We're going to be fine, blah, blah, blah.
Fake ass Belly.
Fake ass Belly, because she knows she could see that Conrad was picking up on them.
She's out. Oh, also in Jeremiah's big speech, that's what it was. It was I loved you first as a friend, and then it became something more, and now I know that you're my soulmate.
Ugh.
And I was like, oh no. Jeremiah thinks that Belly's his soulmate.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And I feel like, and you know, this is kind of revealed later on, but I know for a fact that he knows deep down inside that that's not true.
Yes.
You know, like,
right? It's like
he's just
he
projecting.
can see it,
Yeah.
right? And also, how do you not feel that? Like, I guess I don't know.
He
Maybe
does.
you think
Like,
you do. Like, you think you know when it's your soulmate, but I just feel like they're so. Like, yeah, they're in sync or whatever for the most part, but like, especially after the summer that they had, like, I just don't feel. I feel like they couldn't be less on the same page at this exact moment.
Totally agreed. So then they're leaving the restaurant. Super awkward moment between Conrad and Jeremiah and Belly. Belly and Jeremiah say they're gonna get ice cream. Conrad walks out. Jeremiah's like, "Oh, Conrad, come with us." Like, I think to just even stab him more in the chest.
Yeah.
Conrad's like, "No, dude, I'm so tired. Like, I'm hungover. Like, whatever."
He doesn't know yet. Jeremiah doesn't know yet at this point that Conrad's.
Yes, but I think he invited him to come to ice cream just to be like,
just to
let
be
me
a
rub
dick.
in me and Belly making out in front of you.
You're right. Yes. For sure.
Yeah, no, not anything of extended,
yeah.
but Conrad's basically like, no, man, I'm super tired. And then Jeremiah gets like pissed at him, and he's like, dude, you're my best man. Like, and you can't even hang out with me for one night. And Conrad hits him with the co-best man.
Yeah.
And that pisses Jeremiah off. And so and Belly's like, let's just go us two. Like, they're going to close soon, whatever.
Yeah, they're closing in 10.
Yeah.
I said here, I said Jeremiah is rude as fuck to Conrad. You know, and I have to say, to be fair, I have to be real. If I am at my rehearsal dinner, and again, Jeremiah's living in a fake world. He's not picking up on anything that's fucking going on. So as far as he's concerned, it's his rehearsal dinner, and his brother is being a mopey piece of shit. And I would be pissed too. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like, you can't even pull it together for a night for me? Like, whatever.
But he knows why Conrad's being mopey.
I know.
Yeah.
And I think he's actively choosing to ignore all
it,
that.
yeah.
He, I think, is probably pissed of like, get over it, dude. Like, you had your chance. Like, stop with this. Like, that in my head, that's what he's kind of feeling in this moment. And I think that it's, you know, to sane people from the outside, it's ridiculous that he's like mad at Conrad or even expecting him to like be so involved in all this. But I do understand from like the lowest level of like, I'm getting married, my brother's moping around, and that's annoying.
Yes.
You know?
And
like,
at the end of the day, like, you want your brother to be there with you for your wedding.
Of course.
So then it goes to Denise and Steven. They're at the Cousins Inn, the hotel. They're flirting, eating ice cream, and they share a kiss. And they kind of are just both like, actually, I don't really feel like this is like sparks, and they're
No spark at all.
Yeah, they're both on the same page, and they're basically like, all right, this is great. No spark. We're gonna be business partners. We're gonna be friends. We're gonna split it 50-50. Like, this is gonna work. Actually, probably gonna work for the best.
I was thrilled to see this happen.
Me too.
Obviously, over the moon, just in general.
Yes.
That, like, Steven can now go back to Taylor.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've flipped on anyone as much as I flipped on Denise. Like, I love her.
Yeah.
Love her for that.
I know. I kind of love Denise
She's
now.
so mature. Like, I'm like, oh, what was I thinking before? Like,
Yeah.
of course, the power bitch at the firm is cool. Like,
Right.
why do we?
She has her corporate persona.
Yes.
And then she has her real Denise.
Yes.
And we love real Denise.
I loved too when she said, she was like, "Hey, by the way, like, you didn't tell me that the rehearsal dinner was like all family." Like,
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what the fuck,
yeah,
Steven?
yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, well, you know, my sister gave me a +1." She's like, "Yeah, but not to this. Like,
Yeah,
what do
yeah,
you-
yeah.
Why'd you bring me to that?
Yeah.
Whatever." And then
she
he
always
was
is like calling him everyone out on like their like weird moves.
totally,
Yeah.
and her like social awareness and self-awareness is really high, and I appreciate that because that's so real. Like, if I, I'm having this rehearsal dinner and I'm like, yeah, you can bring somebody. My brother brings some random ass bitch who, like, I barely know, not only to my bachelorette party but also to the rehearsal dinner. I'm like, is this your girlfriend or what? Like,
Yeah.
and they're not even dating, so it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's
and I
a
like
weird
that
move.
she picked up on,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, this is weird, but
Yeah.
we're already here, so whatever. you know?
Totally. So they establish that we're just friends, we're business partners,
Yep.
all is well. Guts to Belly. She's in bed
Mm-hmm.
at the cousin's house. This is like the night of the rehearsal. She gets up to go swimming because we know Belly, like, to clear her head, she likes to go swimming at night.
Yes. What did Conrad and Laurel speak yet at this point?
Not yet.
Damn, why do I have my shit's like all over the place?
Oh, wait.
I had that before
Yeah.
Denise. No chemistry with Denise. Because
I thought I had.
I thought they were at the rehearsal dinner location and they went outside for
Oh,
a second.
you know what? I'm so sorry. I skipped that. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
So
yeah.
in between,
I just want to give Laurel more
no,
more
for sure.
praise.
In between the ice cream awkwardness.
Yeah.
That's when Conrad is outside drinking a beer. Laurel comes outside.
Yes.
She's like, "How are you doing with all this?" He
Yeah.
says, "It's killing me."
And she knows. Like,
Yeah.
she knows that he's in love with her. And she even says, she's like, I know how much you love her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this, they really don't even need to discuss it. She knows. She said, tell me what's going on. I'm your Laura, like, whatever. And, if they kind of revert back to that moment of they have their own special
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
And Laurel can read him like a book.
Yeah.
And he can't lie to her.
Yeah.
And it's really sweet. And then they just kind of go back and forth. And then she says, like, I miss your mom so much.
Yeah.
Like,
And I feel for her. Like, like, what is she supposed to do? You know,
Right.
like, she's Belly's mom, so
Right.
it's like an awkward position for her to be in.
and she tried. She
yeah.
tried to stop the whole thing.
Yeah,
you know?
she really tried. She
Yeah.
obviously loves Conrad so much. Like, she doesn't want to go through with it just as much as Conrad doesn't want to go through with it. But like, they're both kind of in the same position of like, fuck, we're just gonna have to put on brave faces and feel it. And yeah, she goes, I miss your mom so much. And Conrad's just kind of like, I don't even want to get into that part.
Oh yeah,
And-
a lot of Susanna in this
Yeah,
episode,
yeah.
and I think that that always tints these episodes with sadness. Like, I feel like
course.
there's always a little bit of a cloudy haze whenever that has to come up and
Yeah.
and everything, because it really is. That's the one question that no one can ever get the answer to, which is like, what would Susanna say
Yeah.
in this situation?
Yeah.
And I personally think that she never would have thought that Jeremiah and Belly should get married. Like, I think that she really would be like, are you guys fucking crazy?
No,
Like,
and
everything we know about her says that's how she would
Yeah.
act. I also think if she had been around, Conrad wouldn't have been so distant for so many years.
for sure. Well,
you
I
know?
mean, like,
Well, why would he be?
Yeah, because she wouldn't have died, and he
Right.
would. Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I mean, like, even
sad.
and you could tell that obviously this happens later on, but like with the letters that she writes, like, you
Yeah.
know what she wanted or what she thought was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Conrad and Laurel have this really sweet moment, sad moment. Conrad gets up and kind of leaves her sitting out there by herself,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when it cuts to Steven and Denise, and then now we're back to Belly.
Yep.
She's in her room. It's the same night. She gets up, goes swimming. You can tell she's like really in her head. She's swimming. She's sitting in the water or whatever. And I think that's kind of when she realizes, all right, like, I have to tell him now or never,
Yep.
So she gets up out of the pool, goes into Jeremiah's room, and basically tells Jeremiah everything that Conrad said. And Jeremiah freaks out.
Yep.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so, but also I'm really proud of Belly, and I admire Belly for the honesty,
Yeah.
because while I don't know what I would do in that scenario, I would maybe in my head, I would like to think I do the right thing and like tell about it, because I think that they do have, despite their flaws, Belly and Jeremiah, they have like established this no secrets thing. And since the Cabo stuff, it seems like they've upheld that.
Yeah.
And I do think that that's a really important part of like a relationship and a marriage and everything. And kind of goes back to what Belly said to Conrad last episode, being like, Jared loves me no matter what.
Yeah.
And he doesn't take away
When
his
things
love
get hard.
if things get hard. And I think that she really is putting her whole self into this.
Yeah.
And this moment of her telling Jeremiah what happened, I think is really mature.
Yeah.
Even though it's a difficult conversation to have
Yeah.
and will probably fuck up their relationship permanently. But
And I think
how can you get married with that on your chest? And it's
Yeah,
like
totally.
every
That's-
family event you go to, your husband doesn't know, and he's
Yeah,
in the corner
that's-
pining for you. It's like, it's too awkward. You got to say it out loud.
yeah, that was like my biggest point of like why she did it, because they're literally getting married tomorrow. Like, you just can't get married with that in the back of your head.
No.
Like, it's just not fair to anyone involved.
No.
And I
And
think
it wasn't Belly's fault.
yeah, and I think a little bit of her was hoping, from her face expression, I couldn't really tell, but like maybe a little bit of her was hoping that like Jeremiah would be like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Like, I love you. Like,
Yep.
he shouldn't have done that, like whatever. But instead he hits her with like, I fucking knew it, like all this time. But he hits her with, he knew Conrad still loved her. He was like, I've known that he's loved you this whole time. And I was like, I cannot believe he just said that out loud.
I said it right here too. I said Jeremiah confirming that Conrad always loved
Yeah.
Belly, which is
And it confirms
exactly
that he
what she
knew this entire time.
Exactly. And it also confirms for Belly that this has been going on and she's
been
blind
oblivious.
to it.
Yep.
And
He's
that
like, I
in
see the
itself
way you
is-
look at her. I see the way he looks at you.
It's egregious by Jeremiah for seeing all this, noticing all this, and also
Yeah,
never
and then
bringing
using
up
it
until
against
now.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
So then the next morning is the wedding day. And Jeremiah is missing.
Runaway groom. He gone. And nobody knows where he is.
Nobody knows where he is. Steven walks into the room with Belly. He's like, what the fuck is happening? Belly tells Steven what happened with Conrad and that she told Jeremiah. Steven goes and confronts Conrad. He's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Big brother moves.
I
Just
said,
being protective.
stand on fucking business, Steven.
Hell yeah.
He crushed this moment.
Yeah.
And he said, he was like, he basically went in there and was like, Conrad, what the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. Jeremiah's missing. Blah, blah, blah. Like, why'd you do that to Belly? Whatever. And Conrad's like, I don't want to hear this right now, Steven. Like, whatever. And he's like, well, you're going to hear it.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Because that's my little sister and that's my best friend. And you've been gone
Yeah.
for years. And I was like, good for you, Steven.
Good for him.
Because despite the fact, okay, we all love Conrad and we all are love is love and we're excited about, him and Belly, whatever. Deep down, though, Conrad abandoned all of them.
Of course.
Including Steven.
Yeah.
And I feel like Steven gets left out of that a lot, too, because he was, he's best friends with Jer. He was also super close with Conrad.
Of course.
And he tried really hard during, obviously Susanna died. And even before that, Steven was always, a really good friend. And he always just kind of got shoved to the side because they were all wrapped up in the Belly drama.
Yeah.
And it's like, is that how you treat a friend?
Yeah.
So proud of him for standing on business, for speaking up, for getting him mad about it. He had every right to, I think.
Yeah. Steven, I like this line. Steven hits him with like, you disappeared and we never heard from you. And Conrad goes, yeah, now you know why. And I was like, oh. And Steven was kind of like, oh.
Yeah. He got caught a little bit there.
Yeah, but
and I think that he
Steven was
probably
super
knows.
valid in his anger.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
So then Belly makes her way to the country club. She's in her little like dressing room area. They still cannot find Jeremiah.
At this point, why doesn't Belly have someone doing her hair and makeup? It's literally her wedding day.
Yeah.
She's like alone in her room deciding.
Except she kind of gives me the, like, I'll just do it myself.
fully.
Yeah.
But Kaylee's in charge of the wedding now. She
Right.
knows what's up. They're at a fucking country club. They're going to just leave her to her own devices.
Yeah,
in
she's
a
going to
room.
have like a straight.
Alone, by the way.
Yeah.
She's just by herself in that room.
I know. Yeah, it was weird that she was by herself the entire time.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure
I feel like
that's
my
for
sister.
artistic purposes, but
Yeah.
any wedding I've ever been in, whatever, there's at least 5 to 15.
Yeah,
bitches
I
in the
feel like
room
I
while she's
didn't
getting
leave my
ready.
sister's side the entire
No,
time.
Of course not.
Yes. So Laurel comes in. She gives Belly a letter from Susanna. She's like, Jeremiah got one too, but she doesn't open it. Whatever.
I get big gasp. From
Yeah,
me
big
when
gasp.
when she pulled that out. Well, she put it on the counter or put it on her thing, and I thought it was from
Laurel. Yeah, me too
I was
at
like,
first.
maybe this is a sweet mother to daughter pass on, whatever. then when she said it was from Susanna, I was like,
Yeah.
like on the floor. You know, think about Susanna having to write those letters
So
before
sad.
she died. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Everything about it is just so sad. Yeah, you feel bad.
So basically Steven tells Conrad, like, hey, you got it. Like, if anyone can go find him, it's you. You have to go find him, whatever. Like, that's your responsibility, co-best man.
Yep.
And
And just being his brother. It's
yeah.
like step up. Or no,
Yeah.
he said, go and fix what you broke.
Yes, which is a great line.
Great line.
So Conrad's driving around trying to find Jer. He looks over at the letter that Susanna wrote for Jeremiah in the passenger seat, and it kind of clicks to him. I know where Jeremiah is.
Susanna's bench.
Susanna's garden, Susanna's bench. Conrad sees him there. They get up. Conrad's like, you can hit me if you want. He's like, and then
He goes, you can hit me if it make you feel better. And
like,
Jeremiah's like, that'll only make you feel better.
Yeah.
Like, that's not,
and they kind of start getting into it. Conrad says that he knows about Cabo.
I know about Cabo, you dick. That's how he said it.
I know about Cabo, you
I know
dick.
about Cabo, you dick. I was like,
love that. And
Love
then
it too.
Jer just fucking clocks him.
Clocks him.
And then he punches him again in the gut.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
They hate each other.
Yeah,
Like,
they hate each other.
They really do hate each other in this moment. And I don't blame them. I think that they're just exposing all of each other's flaws. They're thinking the worst of each other.
Yeah.
And Belly's caught in the middle. And it's almost like a dick measuring contest of who loves Belly more. And,
For sure.
And I think that both of them, obviously I think they both love Belly. I think that both of them have this like draw to her because Susanna loved her so much.
Yeah.
And I think that they feel like she is our family because our mom said so.
Yeah, 100%.
And someone's got to marry this woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
So then, when Conrad's on the ground, because he just got punched in the gut,
Yeah.
he says, I think Belly's the only girl that I can be with. Jeremiah's like, what the fuck? And so Jeremiah, and then, he gives him the letter. Jeremiah opens the letter. He starts reading it. And then he's like so distraught, starts crying bad, hands Conrad the letter, and he says, you need to leave, and I never want to see you again. Like, I don't want to see you in my life. I don't want Belly to see you. Like, I just want you gone.
He says, you'll never see us again, or something along those lines. And he's crying a lot. And he starts reading the letter, and then he doesn't really finish it. And like, he's kind of reading it, whatever. And you can tell he gets frustrated and like gives it back to him.
I tried to pause it.
I paused it to read a little, and it said essentially like
I'm so excited for you, and like I see the way you look at her, and I know it's true love, like you too.
It was essentially like if this day it said like I was lucky enough to see you in love and being loved, and if this day is anything compared to that, then I know they're like she didn't say like Belly's name,
but she was like
explaining
implied.
like I'm so glad I was able to see you be in love and be loved before I died,
Yeah.
essentially. And so it was obviously talking about Belly, but yeah,
which is a very hard thing to read. Susanna.
Oh wait, sorry. Which is the letter? It was a mistake
to Conrad. Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, we didn't clarify that. The letter ended up being mishandled, and Conrad's letter ended up in Jeremiah's
what a
envelope.
fumble by
And
Susanna.
I know. Well, she was like about to die. Like I'm sure she was
know.
like, fuck. Like
someone's got to double check for her.
I
Like,
know.
that was what
Brutal.
Again, that's a moment where I feel bad for Jeremiah. Like he thinks he's gonna open a letter from his dead mom,
and it's Conrad's
like,
letter
yet
about
again,
his
it's
wife.
About Conrad?
Yeah,
Like fuck. I would snap too. I would
for
snap
sure.
too.
So we're back to Belly's dressing room. Taylor walks in. Jer still hasn't been to the country club, and people are starting to arrive. Taylor finally spits it out. She's like, well, Taylor like doesn't want to say it, and Belly like is like, just say it. Like, I want you to just say it.
Yep.
And Taylor says she doesn't think that Belly should get married, and she says that she knows Belly doesn't want to get married.
Yeah.
And Belly instantly gets mad at her, even
Yep.
though she said to say it. And it's because she didn't want to hear it, even though she knows it's the truth. And she just basically starts. Oh, and also Taylor says like, you guys are so codependent. Like,
yes,
you got.
I
like,
said Taylor's wisened up. Like
Yeah.
she I think has always seen it for what it was, and she was just trying to ride for
Yes,
her
of
friend.
course.
But now it's like it's do or die, and she's like, you guys are codependent. You don't even want to do this.
Yeah.
Why are you?
And
doing
she
it?
brought like she was like, you brought like I'm pretty sure she said like you left like you put Paris like you left
oh my
Paris.
God, wait, yes. She goes, okay, so she essentially is like, if I'm getting this right, like you're not going to Paris for Jer. You didn't talk to your mom for Jer.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now you're going to push me away too. Like that's,
Yeah.
what does that tell you? And she was like, yeah. Belly's like, yeah. And I'm always going to pick Jer because
Yes.
that's like, we are a unit. Like he's who I'm going to
And
pick
that's
over
what she's
everyone.
like, that's not how it's supposed to be.
She's like, that's love. And Taylor's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like that's codependency.
Yep.
And she's right.
So
and she
right.
would know because her mom.
Of
you know?
course. So then Belly starts to like rip on Taylor, being like, you wouldn't know anything about love, like blah, blah, blah.
Total
And
projection.
Yeah,
that made me
that was
really
mean.
upset. It was
so mean and unnecessary. And
Totally.
Belly was just totally projecting, like you said.
Completely.
And Steven kind of comes into the room while this is happening, and he starts to stick up for Taylor.
He's like, enough, Belly. Yeah.
And he's like, Taylor's like the best friend you'll ever have. Like, what are you talking about? Which I love. Steven, again, the king.
Steven, straight up star of the show. Like,
Yeah.
he's the voice of reason
For
in that
sure.
home. Like,
Yeah.
I love him.
Love him.
Yeah.
So then Jeremiah finally comes back. He's sad. He's upset. He puts his hand in the ice bucket to because he's like,
Wait, he walks into like the groom's room and all of his like douchebag boyfriends from the bachelor party are
Redbird.
sitting there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Redbird with his pink suit.
Yeah,
and fucking,
so
And they're all
classic.
standing there with champagne and they're like, yeah, I don't know, Jeremiah. Like they're just like yucking it up. And then shows up and he's like, oh, what's up, man? Like, where you been? Like,
Yeah.
they're so fucking clueless.
they're so dumb. It's
And
typical frat idiots.
Typical frat idiots. And also, too, it's like, those are supposed to be Jeremiah's best fucking friends, and not one of them was out driving around looking for him, calling
Right.
him, whatever. They're just getting ready and hoping he's going to show up. Like,
Who you surround yourself with and who your friends are says 100% about who you are.
Yep.
And I think the fact that he's still friends with fucking Redbird says
Yep.
exactly what it just says anything in and of itself.
his friends are children.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when Jer's like in the room, he's in his own dressing room, he's icing his hand, he sees that Conrad left a note on the table with Susanna's ring.
I started sobbing at
Ugh,
this.
me too.
Sobbing.
And he says that, and on the note, he says like Belly should have mom's ring.
Ugh.
Literally kill me and murder my family.
It's
and,
crazy. Yeah. He was like, I asked Dad to bring this from
Yeah.
home or whatever. Yeah.
So as Jeremiah's looking at that, Conrad walks into Belly's dressing room. What the?
Closes the door.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Risky
He
move.
says that he needs to say something, and she says, "You've said plenty."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh shit!" So as he's like, as you think
She's
he's
like, get out.
yeah, and he's
Yeah.
like, "You said plenty, like get out." As you think he's about to walk out, he actually doesn't, and he's like, "Sorry, but I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna be a part of the wedding. It hurts too much being near you like this, and I just can't be a part of it." And he's just like, whatever. She's like not saying anything, and he's just like, whatever happens, everything was worth it to me. You were worth it to me. Everything. And then he kisses her on the forehead. Oh,
The forehead kiss. I was like, no,
no,
stop.
kill me. And then he walks out of the room, and Belly's
Well, wait,
kind
before that, he gets real close to her face and says, I wish you both the best. And I was like, it literally chills up my fucking
I know.
spine.
I was like, he's getting really close to her.
Like,
and
through tears in his eyes. Like, I thought they were going to kiss. I was like, they're
me
going to
too.
kiss.
I was like, he's getting. I thought that Jeremiah was gonna walk in.
Me too.
With
And I
him
was
being really close
scared.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he kisses on the forehead, leaves the room, and Belly's kind of like, I think in my heart, I know that this is the last time like I'll ever see Conrad. Last time at least I'll ever see him like this.
Yeah.
And like I don't even know what to do about it. Like my heart is so broken. And she says like bye bye birdie. Which
The bye-bye,
I know.
literally chills. The
Literally.
bye-bye birdie line was so perfect.
Yeah.
And so sad.
It's so sad.
And right, she said, I'm sorry if you literally just said it, but she was like, yeah, we were saying goodbye, but it was not like other times. Like it felt like we were saying goodbye forever.
Forever,
Like, it
yeah.
really felt like the final,
Yeah.
you know,
Which is just so heartbreaking.
heartbreaking.
Steven walks up to Taylor. She's at the table by herself. Steven.
Wait, but how about Denise being a real one? When Steven walks in and he's kind of whatever, and Denise goes up to him and he goes, "She's over there." And it
Yeah,
was
which I
Taylor at the
loved.
table. She's like, "Just letting you know." Like
Yeah,
walks
yeah.
away. Fucking Denise.
Love
man.
Denise.
I can't believe
We've come around on Denise.
we've come so far around.
Yeah,
on her.
now Denise is wing womaning for Steven.
She's great. She's a real one.
Yeah, so Steven walks over. He reassures Taylor. He's like, you are such a good friend to Belly. Like, everything you've done is always to try to help somebody or for the benefit of somebody else. And,
Yep.
like, you know, and I'm really happy. Like, he's, like, very complimentary towards her, basically.
Yeah.
And, you know, Taylor's like, how's everything with you and Denise? And he's like, you know, it just wasn't there. And she's
Love
like, wait,
that.
I wasn't there, like whatever, and like they were starting to get close.
Yeah.
They're flirting.
Now they're right back into
Yeah,
their
yeah.
like flirty
Yep.
banter, like
And
tone. I
as
love
they're
it.
kind of like getting into it, Paige, the wedding planner, comes and interrupts Steven. He's like, I gotta grab you, and he's like, to be continued, which is very cute.
Love.
So then finally, Jeremiah comes into Belly's dressing room. Jeremiah says that he doesn't want to talk about it, and that Conrad is the one that leaves. He doesn't leave.
Yep. This is a crash out of epic proportions.
Yeah, big
like,
time.
This was, he's bottled it all up. He should have had these conversations. He should have expressed these worries about Conrad to Belly months, years ago.
Yeah.
Like, there are things that he's clearly convinced himself.
Yeah. He'll
of,
never,
and he just can't even.
Yeah,
you know,
he'll
and
never
he's
be
just
able to
gonna
get over
explode
it.
it all out. You know?
Yeah, which is valid.
Yeah.
Basically, Belly's like, no, like, we need to talk about this. Like, we can't get married and not talk about everything that just happened.
Yes.
So he's like, all right, whatever. Like, they're fighting, bickering, whatever. And Jeremiah says, look me in the eyes and tell me that you don't love him. And she says, I love you. And he said, that's not what I asked.
Crazy.
And
as soon as he said that, I was like, not a fucking chance. She says no
Yeah.
about not loving
Right.
Conrad.
And he says, do you love him too? About Conrad. And she says, yes, I think I'll always love him a little. I'll always have him in my heart, but I choose you.
A piece of him in my heart.
Yeah, which is like, you can't go back from that. Once you say I'll always have a piece of him in my heart, that you can't. And it's your
really
brother.
hard. Right, exactly.
You know,
It's
like
your-
that you just
it's-
can't. And Jeremiah says like that's not enough. I've never had like the full belly and I
Yeah.
don't want half.
Right. He's like, I want, he says,
all of
I
your
want
heart.
all of you, not just
a
part
piece.
of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so like, yeah, I mean, like how are you supposed to tell someone on your wedding day that a little part of you is always going to love someone?
it's
like
crazy.
You can't get married after that.
Two things he says in this conversation where he's mad at first and then he's sad. It's very clear he's going through the
Stages
spectrum
of grief.
emotions.
Yeah,
stages
yeah.
of grief, literally like while
Yeah,
this is happening.
yeah.
And he's like kind of yelling at her or whatever, but then he starts getting sad. He says, I see the way you look at him, and I don't think you've ever looked at me that way. Which, again, in
Crazy
itself
thing
is like
to say.
crazy thing to say, but also it's like, Jeremiah, why haven't you said this
Yeah.
before now?
Why are you marrying her?
Why are you marrying? Right,
So
why are you
weird.
marrying
Yeah,
her?
like that's weird to me.
You
that
don't have to. Right, again, it's like, well, what are your intentions? Like, you just want to beat your brother? Like,
Yeah.
that really has never been more clear at this
Yeah.
moment. And then Belly kind of goes on to, right, she's reiterating this feeling of there's always a piece of him, whatever, blah, 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 and but I choose you, I love you. And he says, you can't marry me to erase him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Damn, he hit her hard with that.
and he's fucking right. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what Belly's doing. She's trying to put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole
Yeah.
and just act like it's all fine and dandy and whatever.
Yeah.
And
And he reveals that he knows about Christmas.
yes.
And Belly was like, oh, fuck.
which was huge.
And he's known before spring break.
huge.
So he
huge.
picked that fight
Yep.
and cheated on her all because he found out that her and Conrad spent Christmas together. Meanwhile, nothing happened.
Right.
But he was so jealous and so upset that she didn't say anything that he cheated on her.
His excuse was, she was like, why didn't you bring it up? And he was like, I was waiting for you to bring it up. And I felt like in that moment, he was almost trying to justify what he did because
Yeah.
of Belly not telling him about being at the house with Conrad during Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think too, it all is wrapped up in like embarrassment and feeling foolish because he explains that he found this out when he and his dad went to go visit Susanna's grave.
Yeah.
And a neighbor was around and was like, oh, I saw Conrad over Christmas. And Jared, that's when he clocked it. Like, Belly was here at that time and she didn't fucking tell me this.
Yeah.
And so comes home to Finch, picks a fight, goes on spring break, hooks up with the infamous Lacey Barone.
Yep.
And after that,
And I
he's just a
actually
piece of
watched
shit.
I watched a
Spiteful.
TikTok. I think I sent it to you. It was either TikTok or Twitter, but it was like, wait, someone tweeted or whatever. They were like, I think Jeremiah knew about Christmas before spring break, and it was like all these little like facial expressions and stuff, and turns out
Interesting.
to be true.
I really didn't. Maybe I just wasn't.
I
paying
didn't have an
attention.
idea until I watched that TikTok, and I was like, oh shit, maybe he does. And
I just kind of thought like he's so clueless he wouldn't even notice
Yeah,
that Belly
yeah.
was acting different. You know, like that just doesn't seem to be his style.
So that whole thing was revealed, which was a crazy revelation. And
Yeah.
at this point, Belly is still like kind of fighting for him. Like she's
Yeah.
still kind of like, we can make this work, whatever. And she says in her monologue, like, because Jeremiah says something. And she says like,
he's like, I love you so. He's like, it's so hard not to love you, or like, I don't know if I'll be able to not
be in love with you or
be in
something.
love with.
Yeah.
I don't know how to not be in love with you. Or,
and she was like,
or
in this
whatever.
moment, like I knew that if I said to him like, let's just get married, like he would do it, but like I just can't do that anymore.
Yep.
And that's when he hits her with the "you can't marry me" to erase him, and she's kind of like fuck, crying, and Jeremiah walks out.
Yep.
So then Cardigan.
Gia, when Cardigan, you know that I have a weird like crying thing about Cardigan. When Cardigan kicked in the do 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 do, I was immediate sobs. I couldn't. What a perfect song for the moment. Sad.
And when I felt like I was your old
wistful.
Cardigan under your bed, you put me on. It said I was your favorite.
Oh my god!
It's so Belly Conrad.
It's
so Belly Conrad.
It's so like
perfectly explains the moment.
Post Jeremiah.
Yes.
Like that whole. You know.
I know you'd come back to me. Yeah.
My God.
Great song choice. So
and they
Belly,
play the whole thing.
Yeah, Belly is back at the house. She's packing up all of her stuff, kind of getting one last good look at the room that she's lived in her whole life.
Yeah, that's tough.
So
she's having
sad.
To, and now
this is the bigger breakup, I think. Her in the Fisher house.
100. I said literally having to give up the cousin's house is worse.
Is
for her.
worse.
And to be honest, like I don't, you know, as someone who had an emotional attachment to a house, like I get that feeling, and I think too, like. Not only has Susanna passed away and she made a mess of her relationship with the boys and it, you know, it was kind of all
everything
all
that she's known is gone.
Yeah. And it's like, this is an emotional moment, and she's in that house and it clearly means something to her, and she has all these good memories there, and she was given the key and she thought it was going to be hers forever because she's in the family and whatever. And so having to just like, you know, put all those memories into a box in the back of her mind because it's no longer her present is in itself a huge change in her life and a big step forward that I don't think she anticipated having to
100%. One of the hardest things I think is like, I mean, like when my parents sold like my childhood house, like that was one of the biggest losses of my life.
Of course. I felt that way about my grandparents'
Yeah,
house.
so
it just
like,
was like I can't.
It's so brutal. So I
there.
can't even imagine if my house was on the waterfront in Cape Cod with a pool.
Literally the most beautiful house you've ever seen.
So
a
like,
$1 billion home with perfect hydrangeas outside.
Right,
like,
exactly. Like, so I totally understand how, and I know you do too, and how she felt in that moment.
Totally.
You know, Laurel and John are packing up stuff, and Belly leaves the key that Jeremiah gave her
with the seashell
with the little
on it.
seashell, so sad, on the kitchen
Which was
table.
a sweet thing.
That was a sweet gesture.
Like, it's a sweet gesture, yeah.
So she leaves the key. She gets in the car. She's like, look, her head's out the window. Cardigan's playing. She's leaving Cousins. She goes to the airport. Yeah. At first I was like, oh, is this a train station? It's the airport.
It's the airport. I also was confused, like, now how much, I would love to have known how much time had gone by.
Yeah.
Like, she's got this, she's
like, was this still the wedding day, or was this the next day?
Right. And it must have just been like the next day.
Yeah, I think so too.
And also, suddenly she's got like a backpack through Europe backpack. Where'd that come from? Yeah. And it seems to be full of everything she needs
but
to
that's the
go
thing
to an airport. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's more I was thinking, because she only has like a little carry-on and a backpack.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, clearly she's going somewhere with no. Well, I think from what it seemed like, maybe she was planning on flying home, and then last minute was like, fuck it, I'm going to go to Paris.
It kind of seems
because
that
it
way.
looked like when she was looking at the departing board, it looked like she was like looking for something and looked over to the side and was like, oh shit. She walks over to the ticketing booth and she's like, can I get one ticket to Paris?
Which is like a thing that only truly happens in movies. Like, I don't think you can do that. Like, I don't think you can like go up to the ticket teller and be like, one ticket to the 1020, one seat.
Well, I
on
think
the
if the
1020
flight
plane.
is open, I think you can.
Can I guess so.
Like if you're 2 hours beforehand or 3 hours
True,
before
if there's
check-in,
enough
whatever.
time.
Yeah.
So true. But yeah, so
but
she
I mean,
walks
I
up.
get like, you cancel your wedding. I think I would get, the first thing I would do is get on a flight to Italy, honestly.
Same. That's
so I don't blame her at all.
And also, like in that moment, I was really happy. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, girl. Go to Paris.
Go to fucking
That's what you're
Paris.
supposed to do this whole time.
Yes.
And the timing lines up too, because remember, like they're literally supposed to start school next week. And that's why I would really love to know the timing of it, because, you know, did she go set it back up like, hey, I'm ready to study abroad again? Like, did she take or did she just last second like, I'm going to fucking Paris?
Yeah,
you know what
I
mean?
wonder.
But she seemed prepared. Like, again, that backpack is very clearly like a backpacking backpack. Like,
Yeah.
it was full of, you know, you've seen those people who go in hostels
For sure,
and shit
for
like that.
sure.
Like, that's the kind of backpack they have. And yes, I would love to know if how that came
Yeah,
about.
if it was a
really
spur in the
was a split
moment.
decision.
I think
Yeah.
we'll maybe find that out next episode,
Agreed,
hopefully.
agreed. It looked like a split decision.
Yes.
But she seemed too prepared for that.
It's a huge trip to make on a split decision.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's walking through the airport, she's boarding her flight, she looks to her side, and who does she see? Conrad. But when she sees him, I was like, oh shit, is she like hallucinating him? Because like it looked
Right.
like he was kind of like a figment of her imagination.
Yes, for a second.
But then as a person walks by, I was like, okay, as this person walks by, he's gonna change into someone else. Because as she's just hallucinating. But no, it's still him.
It was still him. And even she's like,
she's-
what the fuck?
Yeah,
Is
in her
this
face, she's kind
real?
of like, wait, what? And boom, it ends.
I
I knew you stepping on the last train, marked me like a bloodstained eye. So
That
good.
was unbelievable.
Yeah.
What an ending to
What
the
an ending.
episode. Obviously, you know, I'm waiting. I'm holding my breath for next week as
Yeah.
always. But I think that moment of like, yeah, of course he's at the fucking airport. Of course he's waiting at the gate that's next to hers in this last minute, whatever the fuck, to Paris. Like
They're just
how-
meant to be.
How do they keep right? Like how
Yeah.
do they keep coming back
Yeah,
together?
the universe. And like, yeah, the universe is bringing them back together in
Yep.
all these moments.
Yep.
And it's just like all these signs that they're missing. And yeah, it's just, I couldn't believe my eyes. And then that's why I was like, wow, we're going to get so much more than what the book gave us. Thank God. Because
Yeah.
that was my biggest concern. If they were going to handle the ending the way that the book handled the ending, it's the worst. I think I talked about this last episode maybe, but
I think so, yeah.
it's the worst ending. It's so
Yeah.
unsatisfying. So to know that it's not going to end like the book is really exciting.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited to see how this plays out.
Me too.
Obviously, it's it's going in our favor.
Yeah.
If you're Team Conrad, but
I have
do,
someone commented on my TikTok. They were like, Jeremiah or Gavin was like seen in Paris filming for like 2 days, but they also saw Chris Briney. Conrad was also
got
there
it.
too.
Okay.
So people think maybe Jeremiah comes to Paris as like a one last
Maybe.
goodbye or something. I don't know.
I would love. Here's what I would really love for the Fisher
Family
Conklin
squad.
family.
Yeah.
The group. I would love for there to be a little time.
Yeah.
Between this mess and whatever conversations they have in the future. Let Belly go to Paris. Maybe let Conrad go with her. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm okay with that. Let
I would
them
even be fine if he
reconcile.
didn't and like goes later.
Same.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of figure out their dynamic or whatever. And I would love for Jeremiah to realize that it would have been a mistake for them to get married.
Yeah.
And also to realize that even though they aren't getting married and even though they shared that time together, dating, whatever, somehow I just feel like he would be better at like staying friends.
Yeah.
And being
they were
friends
always
again.
meant to be friends.
They were always meant to be friends.
Yeah.
And I think that they can get back there.
Yeah.
Once there's a little space between, because
Mm-hmm.
I do think that like now at this point, Jeremiah is also hurt. His
Yeah.
ego's hurt. His feelings are hurt. Like everything about it is hurt. So, and Belly is in his mind, Belly and Conrad are like the cause of it,
Mm-hmm.
but he can't ignore his brother forever. And I just don't think that, even though he looks like Adam and talks like Adam and walks like Adam, I don't think deep down he's actually a shitty person.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think he loves his brother.
Yeah.
And I think he loves Belly as a sister.
Yeah.
And eventually, I'm hoping that eventually they can all work
Yeah.
out,
So
you
maybe
know?
maybe he goes to Paris to make amends with Conrad and not Belly,
Maybe.
which I would love.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
But yeah, I agree with that. They need some time. So
Mm-hmm.
kind of in the book, like the epilogue, like is kind of like spans that time out,
Right.
but it's so quick. It's like, oh yeah, and then I went to Paris or I went to Spain and I had
Mm-hmm.
some adventures and I also got letters from Conrad, like whatever. Yeah, that's the whole thing. He like writes her letters while she's in Spain.
Which, like, of course,
Yeah, but
could have seen that coming.
yeah, I feel like they need some time to let all the dust settle and then they can make all their amends. But you only
It's
have
all
3
about
episodes
timing.
left, so we'll see.
Only 3 episodes left. It's all about timing. I think too. Even the Conrad stuff, like it wasn't their time.
Yeah.
When she was in high school and he was going off to school, it wasn't their time right now. And she was like about to get married to Jeremiah.
Yeah.
So maybe 5 years down the line, it will be their time finally. You
Yeah.
know, like just because all this mess has happened and all this bullshit's happened doesn't mean that they aren't still meant for each other down the road somewhere. It's all about the journey, y'all. It's all about the
100%.
journey. Really excited to see what happens next. Can't
Yeah, me too.
wait. All of the book people can now be in the same shoes
Yeah.
as I am. We're
Yeah.
all in the dark.
We're all in the
now.
same shoes now.
So we're all really excited to
Which is
see
great.
how things play out and looking forward to next week.
Me too.
Woo!
Love you guys.
Love you.